Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and dive on in. So I finally posted up the past 2 weeks of Horizon Zero Dawn streams because I've been behind. Honestly, I've been stretched pretty thin because work has been crunch mode time, and I haven't been sleeping enough, and I've been trying to work on other projects and stuff, and the end result has mostly just been a tired, unfocused Lauren who has a hard time getting things done that need to get done. However, I am doing better today, and so I'm going to try to do better and post this up not 2 weeks from now. But yeah, the good news about that is that it means that I have been refreshed on what is going on in Horizon Zero Dawn ×2. I know that I have claimed I was going to do main story quest stuff for 2 whole weeks and then failed to do so. So we're going to do our best to actually look. There's like literally nothing between me and the ruins of Gaia Prime except for this vantage point, and I'm pretty sure that that is designed with the expectation that you will go through there right now doing this. So it's perfect. So we're doing well. I mean, I know that this is the open world game experience, but I just I think it's funny that I'm like, no, for real this time, for real, seriously, I mean it. Man, I don't even know where the last vantage point is. I'll find it eventually. Maybe I'll go do some other side stuff. But for now, we are going to go on the main story quest. So if you'll recall, last time we accidentally... I was doing one quest and it had me take out a Stormbird. So then I finished the Hunter's Lodge stuff by accident. So that was fun. We fought a super Thunderjaw, but we already fought 2 super Thunderjaws. So like, what's one more? So we fought a Stormbird and a Thunderjaw and a bunch of behemoths. Those are the ones that use telekinesis to throw rocks at you, right? I remember that they're big and scary. Not only because their name means big, but also behemoths in the Final Fantasy series. When they're random encounters, you sometimes get boss music, even though they're random encounters. Hello, final dungeon of Final Fantasy IV. So behemoths are bad news. So the long and short of it is I should probably not be afraid of fighting random guys anymore. Does that mean I'm going to not be afraid of random guys? No. But I did fight the Stormbird up close and personal, and that was okay. And I got charged at by the Thunderjaw, and that was okay. So probably, maybe a fire bellowback or a freeze bellowback would be fine. So maybe I should fight some bellowbacks. But at this point, it's sounding like I might just get my Mewtwo armor and not have to worry about my stealth armor. So who knows? Anyway, yeah, so on the gameplay side of things, that's kind of how things went. Did we conclude that behemoths were not mooses? They're not telekinetic mooses? Because they've got kind of like, it looks like they've got horn thingies here. Oh man, excellent, Blue Glass. I love backronyms. I love them very much. So Gaia being written all caps like an acronym. So the fun thing about backronyms... They're probably rhinos. Backronym is when you have the word and then you want to turn it into an acronym. So you come up with an acronym that fits the word that you want. I have a blessing or a curse with backronyms. Just as I am excellent at naming things, and by excellent I do mean absolutely terrible. I came up with some backronyms for Chrono. He sent me an assignment for a thing that he was working on. Okay, hippo with antlers or a rhino. Anyway, regardless, the behemoth is based on some real-world animal. Actually, they've got cloven hooves. Cloven hooves. Does that narrow it down? If you look at their feet. But the behemoth is based on some real-world animal that's on the Don't Mess With Me list. That's the censored name for that list. I've mentioned it before and I will mention it again. But I feel like some of these critters are... The ones that are based on real world, like contemporary, our world, our era creatures, like those tend to be things on the Don't Mess With Me list. Yes, mooses are definitely on the Don't Mess With Me list. So are crocodiles and alligators and rhinos. I feel like large cats are just, they're not especially on the don't mess with me list because they tend to be lazy. I don't know why they don't usually wind up on the list. I think they're less scary in some ways. That may be unreasonable of me. Anyway, things like horses and cows are not on that list. Yeah. Anyway, I got off to a distraction. So I'm gonna not be distracted. And I'm gonna say let's move on with the game, shall we? So Sylens has warned us that things are gonna be especially hard. That there's really scary monsters. I believe they're not going to be corrupted. I don't think he specified why they were going to be hard, but he specified that they would be. Sorry, I'm looking to see. Oh, look at that. That's climbable. That's climbable. Folks, do you see that? That's climbable. I'm going to climb it. I'm going to climb it. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Look at that. Look at me. I'm climbing. I'm climbing. See, and so they've got these trees with these yellow banners to indicate that there's something up there to climb towards. Am I saving time or am I making my life harder? It remains to be seen. However, I can climb, so I'm going to. Because I am overly excited that I recognized that I could climb that. Like, how cool is that? Why is that over there? There's like a few ways up here. That's weird. I wonder where that is. There's like a big thing just like... What is this? Now, I assume this is climbable because it's yellow. What got torn apart here? What is this? Nothing is showing up in it. Huh. Alright. No, Aloy. Oh, wow. What is that thing? I don't know. Oh, Aloy. I don't know how she did that.
Stalkers in the open. Watchers on the other side.
Oh, Jesus. I guess this is how to go where I'm supposed to be going. Oh, I guess I can't just walk through there. Alright, well, this is apparently what I'm supposed to be doing here. Stalkers in the open, she says. Watchers on the other side. Does that mean that you have to, like, make your choice as to... Yeah, I see the... Dead watchers. There's the stalker thingums. Okay, I'm all full on healing items, but you'll notice they've got healing items here. I suppose I can lure them out. I refilled up on stuff last time. Wow! There is some carnage! Holy crap! And then, of course, butterflies just flying around the wreckage of whatever that was. Like, is this like a living machine thing, or is this... It's kind of what it looks like. Man, yeah, there sure are some stalkers out there. Oh, hello. Where else? Okay, hold on. Piggy. Dead watcher. Bunny. Okay, well, what if I... We learned something, if you'll recall. We learned that... Not a tie rope, no. We're going to equip a different weapon. Look at me, I'm using weapons. Aren't you proud of me? Look at that. Oh, I should put some modifications in there, shouldn't I? What should I put in there? Damage, fire, coil, shock, coil. Do I want to set them on fire or do I want to set them on shock? I mean, they won't walk into it. That's why I'm putting it down. Is because then I can shoot them and they won't come for me. I'm strategizing. For better or for worse. Okay, weakness, shock, tear, tear, tear. Not weak to a lot of things, but their body is weak to shock. So just in case, we are going to modify that weapon to put shock stuff in it. Oh, shock and tear. Oh, and we can do shock and damage. Whoa, I have a lot of these now. Amazing. Shock and damage, that sounds good. Okay. Cool. Alright, folks. Darn it.
Gotta try closer.
Darn it. Man. I know you're out there. I saw you. There you are. Big ol' dart gun weakness. Am I hitting the wrong things? Am I forgetting how this works or am I just too far away? I bet I'm just too far away because I'm used to snipering. It has a range limit. Okay, well, fine. We're just gonna do this then. Okay. Alright. You're weak to shock, are you? Okay, hold on. Hold on, I should actually probably tear things off of you. I should actually probably make the rest of my arrows. You ready for this, folks? You ready for me to, engage a stalker? My best idea ever. Oh shoot, there's another one out there. There's a bunch of them out there. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. Oh shoot, okay, hold on. Well, we're just gonna do this. So much for... Oh shoot, shoot. Okay, hold on, hold on. Oh shoot! Well, so much for that. Okay, hold on. Oh, you're just the little guys. Who needs you? Shoot. Oh, jeez. Wrong button. Okay, that's another one down. Oh, hello. I didn't realize you were still alive. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize that another one of you was still alive. Okay, well, fine. Oh, shoot. Hello. Darn it. Oh, shoot. Get there, get there. Yes! Critical hit. Okay. I'm gonna try not to die here. There's one more. There's one more. No, there's a couple more. Phew. Okay, well, I'm almost entirely out of healing items, but that was exciting. Graceful? No, it was not graceful. But that's okay. This is why they gave me these. They're like, hey, we know you're going to use up all of your healing items against this because you're going to be silly. And I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, I am going to be silly. Thank you, Criminy Dutch. Well, given how sloppy I was with that, I didn't prepare properly. I think I got cocky. Oh good, they're giving me wire.
I'll tuck that away.
Yeah, I had 0 cover. I suppose that's true. I suppose I did have 0 cover there. I suppose I could have actually tried going out into the landscape and seen if I could get more cover there. Shock wax root. That tells me that they think I'm going to be making shock things against these guys, which is true, actually. That is what I did in the 5 seconds that I actually set down traps. I think next time I should probably set down more traps and maybe also sneak down and get some cover. But at least I know that I can, in fact, hold my own against stalkers. Yes, I see you. Oh, hello. Let's get this. Okay, so they've got their traps down. What I wonder is in this... There's this great egg. I'm very curious about this egg. You know? Oh, I probably should have changed to different clothes too while I was at it. Probably shouldn't be wearing my stealth clothes when I'm not stealthing. I just default to stealth. Man, there are a lot of machinery weapon things here. Like, that's a whole heck of a lot. And what even is that big old... Sorry, I'm getting stuck on some rocks. The elemental plants are for resistance. Shows what I know. What is that? Like, you see the wreckage here. That is a lot of wreckage. Okay, it's just a watcher. I don't care about watcher body parts. They're not anything important. Piggies. I don't... Oh man, there's healing items there, but there's a... Might as well get more Ridgewood, just in case, since apparently I can run out. Apparently. Is that actually healing items, or is that fire kiln root? That's fire kiln root, I think. I'm telling myself that. Okay, so... I don't know if there are more stalkers in the middle. I feel like they probably meant to give me options. Actually, I wonder if I climbed up there, if I would have had a good shot at bad guys. Oh man, I'm glad that the little beep beep beeps give you enough notice to know before you get there. As long as you're listening and paying attention. There's a lot of those guys. But I'm not hearing the drums. That means that there's stalkers around me, so I'm hoping that that means that I'm okay. But, you know. Oh, you know, I bet that they have piggies and things. So you can, replenish your healing potions. I bet that's why they have those around. I bet that would make sense. Where is this? Do I want to... Okay, so this is the mountain rangey thing that is preventing me from coming up here like a normal person. So of course I've got to climb it. You know how it is. Gotta do that. I don't know why I gotta do that, but I do. I'm really curious about the landscape out here, you know? Like, I mean, obviously, mountains are not caused by... Well, actually, we don't know. When Gaia did her stuff, did she do any, like, proper terraforming like this? I don't know. Okay, well, we should be okay to continue onward, which I think is probably what I should do. Gosh, there's just so much to see and do around here, and I'm really intrigued by what this eggy thing is. Like, I imagine that these were... Oh, there's more of these. I mean, they've got to have been weapons. God, look at how much... They know that I wonder if if it loads in more healing items if you're really, really low. Oh, yeah, I should definitely be gathering Ridgewood. I'm gonna be low on stuff to make arrows otherwise. Because I'm pretty sure you need that for all arrows. The music sure is ominous. What are these things? Like, it's clear that some destruction has taken place here, you know? Huh. Yeah, you can hear those. When you put on your focus. Yeah, medicinal, wild air, ember, and Ridgewood, and more of these. Like, this must have been some grand battle. Some really, really crucial battle. Of some sort. Do I hear the drums picking up the telltale sign of more stalkers? I mean, that'll be fine. We'll manage. I need to get more healing because I got my butt kicked. How many stalkers was I fighting that time? They seem like they tend to come in packs, which is really good to know because I would assume that they'd come alone. Just thinking about like the solo snipers, but they're not that. Their thing is that they hunt you down, and so their little flares, not only do they tell them when they're far away, but it also summons more help. So they're definitely pack hunters. And that has been the case every time I've encountered stalkers. I've wound up fighting like a bunch of stalkers. So that's good to know. Oops, probably shouldn't just go jumping around making lots of noise. Or, you know, I could jump around and make lots of noise. Oh, I probably should have.
Snow haze. White as bone. That thought got dark.
Sorry, Aloy. Okay. Yes, there's a destroyed watcher. I guess when she was saying watchers on the other side, I initially thought that she meant that you could choose between the stalkers or the watchers, but she was letting you know that both of those were there. And because I wound up fighting both of them. There. I just get the feeling that some really scary stuff is going to go down soon. So I'm trying to stock up on things. I mean, I definitely need to stock up on healing. So what I really want to get the vantage point. Am I going the right way or the wrong way for the vantage point? Oh, look at that. There's going to be a healing item. Okay, not a healing item. What am I thinking? Not a healing item. No, there's going to be a campfire. All right. So how are we going to get up there? Is there a thing to jump? There is a thing to jump to. Oh! 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 Do you see how many climbable things I'm sensing? Look at how much better I've gotten at identifying. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Identifying climbabilities. So I can walk across here, and then what? There's a vantage point up there, but where is the campfire? So it must be up there somewhere. Because I'm not seeing it down here, and I'm definitely going to be going up. Oh. What just showed up? What just showed up? My music got intense. Where are you? Okay, there's a campfire. And a supply crate next to it. I know that sound. What is that sound? Oh, that's some healing. I would like that healing. I would like to not die. How do I get over there to get that healing? Probably this way. Here we go. Okay, so these are two different routes you can take. I could, if I wanted to, go down there and pick up anything else on this side that I haven't done. I'm not seeing anything. So that's just general bad guy is here music. That's not particularly the Stalker music, I think. Oh, do I get extra bonus points for seeing things that I can climb in a snow haze? Where... Aloy, I don't... Honey, I'm not sure. She thinks she can go this way. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Okay, that sure is some climbing we just did.
Do they think they're guarding Gaia?
I doubt they think at all. More like an instinct, gathering them to her grave.
Thanks. Silence. What am I sensing? Ravagers. Glinthawks. Chimers. Oh, my favorites. I love those guys. I hate them. Like everybody, I have a... That's what that horrible sound was that I heard, by the way. The horrible sound was a Glinthawk. Okay, so there's two Glinthawks and a Ravager. Okay, Ravagers are some of the big kitties. I know that. Let's take a look and see. Okay. Ravagers. Oh. They're the ones I thought might be werewolves. Rapid combat machine, lightning fast up close and with a mounted gun for ranged engagement. Oh! Hey, guess what? Override unlocked. Maybe, let's see. Is there a way that I can... Oh, I could get down there. If I could sneak down there without being seen, somehow, I could conceivably make the Ravager be on my side. Where are you, buddy? Okay, you're pacing around that way. We're gonna, creep all stealth-like. And hope for the best. Nothing to see here, buddy. Where? I'm not sure where the campfire is. Oh, it's right. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I suppose I could. I just don't want to make noise and alert the guys to my presence, but I guess... Here we go. There is supply crate, both because you are probably in need of supplies. Yeah, I noticed they give you both wire and wood there, so you can make arrows. But so it's both that and also to make it as likely as possible that you'll find this thing. Alright, we're gonna save and continue our ascent. I am very glad that last week we made some progress getting out here. I suppose I could just not. Potentially, I could just not. Oh, look at that. Healing.
These will keep.
Red Eye Watcher. What are you guys? So, oh man, there are a lot of them. I will give them that. I should probably try to conserve my healing. I should probably try not to die. I should probably make this Ravager on my side, if I can. That would probably make life a little easier. Yes, music, I hear you. No, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here, buddy. Alright. So what I need is for the Ravager guy to walk around this way. Ideally. I'll throw a rock. Where is he? Oh shoot. I want this guy and only this guy. Oops, that's so we had some internet difficulties, which is why we're on the pause screen. So we're gonna dive back in and try not to die, shall we? That was the wrong button. I wanted to whistle to that guy. But I wanted to whistle to only that guy. But only you. No one else. Come here. Come here. Okay, come here, come here. Where's my button? Where's my button? Where's my override button? Where's my override button? Did part of it just fall off when I overrode it? Okay. Okay, please go take care of those guys for me. Please go take care of those Glinthawks. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, that's the spirit. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna be up here. Oh, hello. Well, I'm off to a good start. Right, Red Eye Watchers. I can't just drop them on the one with one hit. Oh, shoot! Okay, hold on. Oh, shoot. Oh, jeez, oh, jeez, oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Hello, you're big. Okay, are you dead? No, you're not dead. Oh, jeez. Whoop. I'm not quite sure what happened to you, but I'm not gonna mess with it. Oh, shoot, hello. I hate these guys. I hate them so much. Like many games, the flying enemies are especially bad. I had the wrong thing equipped here. I should have my those. Okay, that guy's on my side. He's my friend. Until he runs out. Are there any other bad guys around? Is he the only one? Because if he's the only one, he's about to run out. So let's,
Sorry to spoil your fun.
Oop, ran out of arrows. That's fine. The trick. Get out of there. Whoo, that was close. I did not think I was going to get out of that. I managed to kill him before he blew me up. So that was good. That was good. We did pretty well. Not too bad. Look, I've even got 2 whole health things left. Okay. Hey, how are you doing? What's up, Mothman? I am fighting scary things. So there's a rock. I threw that rock. Alright. Oh, hey, wait. Those are rocks that I can't pick up more of. I need healing items. Yes, thank you. What else have we got around here? More healing items.
Can't be too prepared.
No, definitely can't. Slightly frozen medicinal stuff. Alright, now there are some guys I didn't get the stuff from earlier. I think I did okay in this fight, all things considered. Am I going the right way? Am I backtracking? I kind of lost track of where I was. There's the fire. Okay. Okay, yeah, I am going the right way. And by that, I'm going the right way to go the wrong way to backtrack. Yeah.
Look out below.
Thanks, Aloy. Alright, here we go. They did tell me there were going to be a lot of hard things. Should I save? I'm going to save. Because it's just right over here. There's no reason not to. Not like I need to, but I'm going to. So how are you folks doing? How is everything? Alright. I want... So there's two paths I could take. I could go to the right or I could go to the left. I just cleared the way on the right, but I think that also cleared the left because I think that the enemies here followed. Wait. Okay. I'm gonna do some Skyrim horsing. I have been streaming on Twitch since 2015. So it's been a bit. Prior to that, and in addition to that, because I still do it, I lead a video game cover band called The Returners. Although they're kind of on hiatus, so I'm probably going to be starting a new project closer to home in the meantime. So, let's see. Maybe I don't think there is really anything to do over this way. Yes, possibly the Megalovaniacs or the Red Mages. I don't know. I have to kind of see who I recruit and what they think, how they feel. I was thinking about having something that was like... modular is the word that I'm using? Where like it depends on... oh, okay. It depends on who's available to play. And that changes. And so what we play may change a little. Should the music just get a million times more ominous? No. Okay. Yeah, the game did not want me to go up there. The game was like, please, Lauren, I know you're really bad about this, but could you not? And I'm like, okay, fine, game, fine. Fire Kiln Root. Hate Fire Kiln Root because it looks like it's healing, and then it's not. Okay, let's see if we can get this stuff from the Glinthawk. Try not to freeze to death in the cold mountain water. Whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Well, somewhere here is going to take us to the vantage point that we want. Is this healing? No, that's... yeah, freeze rhyme. That's healing. I keep feeling like there ought to be a data point hidden here with all of these fallen machines from the past, and yet I'm not seeing any. God, the music is so good. It's so atmospheric and ominous when it needs to be. And then periodically you have like actually absolutely beautiful, beautiful music. Alright, I want to go... oh, I guess up there. Cover band. I play flute. Shockingly, I know.
Save these for the trail.
With a name like this. I play flute and I sing. My video game band is the Returners, so we were named for Final Fantasy VI. But we play a lot of other music from a lot of other games, and some things that aren't games. I applied to play the Belvedere, so that's the lobby at MagFest, which would be really fun because then I'd be able to play some of my Lauren the Flute type music with friends.
Snow. It's not getting any warmer out here.
Hearing... it sounds like something is yelling. Okay, I bet that's the vantage point right up there. But how do I get there? There's gotta be a way. Oh yeah, and my YouTube channel, it's a little harder to find music there now because it's a mess. YouTube changed... oh, my medicine pouch is full, okay. YouTube changed the way that it lays out its pages, and I never fully updated myself accordingly. So that's a thing that I need to do. That's one of my projects, is I want to... Oh. No. I want to update my YouTube page and make it functional. Oh, shoot! Hold on. I accidentally came to story. I didn't want story. I wanted viewpoint, but just a... Oh, hello! I fought one of you before. I would be way more scared if I didn't literally just fight one of these guys a second ago.
Guess I'm almost there.
Guess so. Okay, try not to die to gravity this time around. Fortunately, these guys are big. So there's a lot to hit. Whoosh. Oh jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. Okay. Oh wait, didn't I... Aren't these guys easy? Aren't they good to set on fire? I mean, everything's good to set on fire. Nightmare. Oop. Hello. Trying not to die to gravity though. Oops, hello. Oh jeez. Well, that's no good. Jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. That's not what I meant to do. Oops. Hello. Oh, hold on. Wrong button. Whoops. Hello. Maybe not go toe-to-toe with this guy. Should maybe make more arrows. Oh, hello. Shot you in the face. Oh jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. Wow, your tail does a lot of damage, buddy. Oh shoot, I should probably not be underfoot. Let's try not to be underfoot. Oh, look at that. They gave me healing. Oh, jeez. Get away, get away, get away, get away. Don't say that, Aloy. Jesus. Have you learned nothing in our time together? Ah, okay. Yeah, I think the sniper arrows might have been better last time, but this time, it was useful. I have no regrets. Except that I should maybe... I will say last time I learned not to bother with, what are they called? What are they called? I love them, Tear Blast arrows. They're great, but not good against Stormbirds. Oh gosh, I hope so. The vantage point is up there, so I'm gonna have to be able to. I don't know how I'm gonna get up there, but I am going to get up there. Somehow. You'll see. I don't know how. This is maybe a problem. Hold on. Let's see if we can... Aha! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Yellow! I found it! I found it! I found the climbing! Oh, and look at that. They really want you to find this point. Wow. Look at that. It fell right up there, right where that is. Almost like it, Sorry, Aloy. At least I thought it fell up here. I guess it didn't. Never mind. Oh, wait, no, it fell down there. Okay. Alright. Lots of stuff. Okay, what's the button to close this? Back. Okay, although I didn't want to just throw myself off the cliff. Alright, are we ready to access the vantage point? Oh, I'm really excited about the vantage point, and then we'll go down and we'll get that. Alright. Let's see what this place was. Let's see what happened. We have 2 more of these to get. Vantage point 11 of 12, King's Park. This looks like one of the Gaia chambers. Doesn't it? It looks like one of the cauldron things. They're building something in there. Oh man, Blues, you missed it. I just fought another Stormbird. It was very exciting. I did not die this time. And now we've got another vantage point.
A pocket shit storm tour, day 10. So here's where I learned how the world would end. My second apocalypse in a year. Looks like there's a lot of construction going on now. Why would that be?
This is how he finds out how the world will end. His second apocalypse in a year? I'm really curious what he means by that. Hold on, I'm cold, so I'm gonna put on a sweater. Because I was dancing around earlier, so I was like, I'm gonna put on a tank top, even though it's winter. That's a good idea. All right, are you ready to read the rest of his letter? Because I'm really curious, and I don't know if we're gonna get answers. Let's find out. Shall we? Notebook, collectibles. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. By the way, let me know if the volume that I have for the background stuff is too quiet. If you need me to turn the volume up, I will. You know, Chrono, if this one makes us cry, I mean, that's what we're here for, right? This game is very good at that. All right, King's Peak, found near the mountain that fell. Okay. My second apocalypse in a year. Looks like there's a lot of construction going on now. Why would that be? Text. Hi, Ma. I was surprised when FAS sent me out here, and not just because the meeting was to... There's a typo here. I was surprised when FAS sent me out here, and not just because the meeting was going to be held in real space. I was surprised to discover that anyone at FAS still knew I existed. When I returned to work after treatment, HR informed me I'd been reassigned to the VANTAGE project. It was exactly the professional death sentence I was expecting, the career equivalent of getting sent into a red zone without an environment suit. Everyone knew VANTAGE was one of those doomed projects FAS kept around solely for the purpose of assigning dead-enders to them, especially head cases like me who couldn't be summarily fired for fear of parity litigation. Month by month, management would pile losers on a lost cause, then cancel the project and lay everyone off. A ship of fools sunk with a single torpedo. Ain't wrongful dismissal if it's downsizing. I had nothing better to do, so I spent my time studying the tech. Chip design wasn't my forte, but I knew enough to admire what the engineers had accomplished with the Eternity chip. Stored data was guaranteed to last 50,000 years or more without degradation. As for VANTAGE itself, the project was little more than a failed marketing plan. The idea was to promote the tech by burying unlocked Eternity chips at scenic locales around the world. Public domain time capsules, where enthusiasts could cache date-locked data. The project got as far as developing the spikes, portable drill applicators, to sink the chips, then stalled when Grass Heckle encapsulates came on the market and stole Eternity's thunder. Anyway, I'd been at VANTAGE 3 weeks when FAS unexpectedly sent me out here for a real space meeting. Me, a dead-ender working a doomed project, dispatched to a high-security FAS R&D site inside King's Peak. It didn't make sense. Security put me in a small conference room and told me to wait. It was downright claustrophobic. Dim lights, bad ventilation, more like an interrogation room from one of those 90s cop vids. But what really got my attention was the noises coming through the walls, the non-stop bang and clatter of construction bots building something deep inside the mountain, something big. The door opened and some doofs wearing FAS badges file in. I recognized one of them. Brad Andak, a military division replications engineer I met when I first joined the company, but I don't think he recognized me. He stayed at the back of the room the whole time, looking distraught. I was about to ask what the hell was going on when a woman wearing a hijab walked in. She didn't introduce herself, but she didn't have to. It was Samina Ibaji, former lead archivist of the Odyssey, architect of the entire Homer project. Not a global celebrity by any means, but if you grew up following the Odyssey project like I did, you knew her on sight. Ibaji sat down and started asking extremely precise questions about the upper range tolerances of Eternity chips. Then she asked me to speculate about the feasibility of various upgrade paths. The interview lasted maybe 10 minutes, whereupon she thanked me for my time and left. Everyone else filed out after her. Security came for me a few minutes later and escorted me to my vert. The whole way back to FAS, I kept trying to figure out what had just happened. What was Samina Ibaji doing at a classified Pharaoh R&D site asking me questions about Eternity tech? It didn't add up. I know who these people are, by the way, I'm just continuing on. By the time I landed, I knew I wasn't going to give up until I'd puzzled it out. The worst that could happen was I'd get fired, and that was going to happen anyway. It took a couple days and some geo work, but I got a fix on Brad Andak soon enough. He was going to a different bar every night, drinking to the point of blacking out. I shadowed him until I managed to proxy his focus and dupe his net protocols. I didn't find anything strange in his financial records or media patterns. I was starting to think I'd wasted my time. Then I accessed his Dreambox account and found the journal he'd been keeping the past few weeks. It was all there, how the world would end. My first thought was, well, at least my ma didn't live to see this. My second thought was that nothing mattered anymore, which made it pretty obvious that I should kill myself. This is... okay. I'm going to talk about what they're doing here, if that's all right with you. And then we're going to talk a little bit. This one's a little less deep in the feelings. This is the first time that our tour guide has directly intersected... Oh, Cornet Lars has redeemed Hydrate. I'll grab some water in a minute, okay? I forgot to bring any with me. So this is the first time that our tour guide has actually touched on the main story. Otherwise, like, you know, you can kind of get a sense that the corporations that he's dealing with are the corporations that we're dealing with in the main story. You can see these sorts of things, but he feels like he's kind of nobody important for the first while. And then you start thinking started thinking maybe he had a really, really big part to play in the big overarching plot. And then you find out that actually, like, no, he's just doing the Vantage points. He's just doing the Vantage project. But this is the first time that he has given us names. And you notice when I pointed out the location of this one, because I was like, man, I'm missing a couple. And I was going to go straight for the main story, but I was like, this one is so very clearly and directly on the plot, like on the path. You will pass by this specifically and only on your way to the next main story point that we're going to. So this is designed to be found at exactly the point we're in with the main story. And so what this does is it connects this story that we've gotten emotionally connected to. We know this guy. I don't even know if we know his name, but we know this guy. We know his family. We know his personality. We know his history. We have cried with him so hard. Now we're tying him to names we know. That's why I paused when I got to them. Clearly my memory is getting better because I can remember these names. Maybe part of why I remember these names is because I was just time-stamping the last videos, but... So we go down here, and Brad Andak is one of the fellows that we saw being interviewed to take part in the Zero Dawn project. He's the one who felt enormous guilt at his involvement Pharaoh in general, and he was thrilled at the opportunity to have a second chance to try to make something right after having been part of the project that is bringing about the end of the world, in addition to a lot of destruction and death prior to that. And then we know Samina because she was responsible for the Apollo project. I've got this right. That one's Apollo, right? It's not Athena, even though I keep thinking it's going to be Athena because she's the goddess of wisdom, but okay, fine. God of learning, that works too. Yeah, Brad is really interesting. And some folks in the YouTube comments on the video where we encountered Brad had some things to say about him, which is part of why his name popped into my head. It's nice to see those people because it's felt... One of the things that this game is very good at is making you care about people with just like the tiniest smidge of story, the tiniest smidge of emotional investment, and you feel people you've never seen before, you're never going to see again. They're mentioned in like an email, 2 emails maybe, and yet you know them and you care about them, or voice recordings especially. But there hasn't been a ton of bringing back people, because I think one of the things you're supposed to take away from this is that ordinary people matter. Ordinary lives matter. They don't have to be the chosen one. They don't have to be the greatest scientist of all time. They don't have to be the causer or the solver of all of the world's problems in order to be important. What is important is all of the individuals, the many different individuals who perhaps seem inconsequential when taken just one of them against the fate of the universe, but when you add them up together, that becomes what the world is. That's so much one of the underlying things that I think this game wants you to walk away with, feeling a theme, if you will, is the significance and importance of everyone, of every one person. So his story was significant even without knowing his name. So it's interesting for me that Samina as a character has popped up several times. We saw her in the Eleuthia cradle, having seen her quite a few times when we were going through the section prior to the cradle. Now here she is being mentioned again. Of all of the alphas, I mean, Travis, you can't forget Travis. Look at that. Look at me. I remembered Travis's name. I don't remember what his last name is, but it begins with a T. But he's very clearly important. Travis Tate, thank you. And I suspect we're going to see more of him because he made Hades, and Hades is a very, very important part of the story. Also, though, he is so incredibly... He's got a very strong personality that comes through very clearly. So they don't need to kind of keep smacking you over the head with him. You know who he is. You know why he's significant. You have feelings and investment. Samina is less in your face. She's not obnoxious. They're interesting because the two of them are in opposition to one another. Now, I suspect mini golfing here. I mean, I don't even know if this counts as mini golfing at this point. We're so close, I think, to the end of the game story. I suspect that the reason why we're dwelling on Samina here, and knowing that Hades is this big underlying part of the story, I suspect that as we saw potential indication of in the what was that section of the game called? But when we went into the place where we met everyone who was working on the Gaia project, you get the feeling that Travis messes with Apollo numerous times, and he gets forbidden from doing stuff to Apollo again. And Samina, she's understandably annoyed, but the kind of vindictive way that she shuts him down is really not good. And I've been saying, like they one of the nice things is that they let you see like a ton of ways in which things could possibly have gone wrong. Like, you can't just be like, oh, obviously this is where things went wrong. You're like, well, it could be tech issues, it could be interpersonal issues, it could be sabotage, it could be a mistake. There's so many possibilities. I'm guessing that it's something to do with the conflict between Samina and Travis as part of why all of humanity lost access to Apollo, and therefore the people in Aloy's time are not equipped to deal with anything that's going on and have no idea of what the past was like. And I suspect as much anyway. Just because Samina has been such a repeated character, we've seen more of Samina, I think, at this point than anyone short of, I mean, obviously, Tedward Pharaoh himself. And Aloy's progenitor. Is progenitor the right word to use for the person that you're a clone of? I don't know. I feel like that would be the right word. But I feel like other than those two, Samina is the one we've seen and heard from the most. Oh, and Jerez. Or Jerez. How do you say his name? The general. We've seen him several times too. And he plays an important role. And I think that he's mostly there to give. It's Jerez. Okay. I wasn't sure because it's not spelled like the name Harris is usually spelled, and I don't know, but I think he's mostly there as an emotional thing rather than like hinting that I mean, we already know how important he is, and obviously like Samina is important, but there's a whole bunch of these alphas that should all be equally important. Samina's the one who keeps popping up. You know, we haven't seen the super cute girl. The Hephaestus girl, I think. We haven't seen her since. Really? And like the guy with the cradles, like we haven't really seen much of him either. Margo Shen, that's it. I really liked her. So there's some significance. Potentially. Or it could just be that that's the one that makes sense for the story. Because what's lovely about this is that the apocalypse, the shitstorm tour is such a huge part of our emotional investment in this story, in this game. It is a big part of how we understand everyday life. It's the most uninterrupted story that we get for anyone, pretty much. And yet, you know, he's really relatively unimportant in the grand scheme of things. So it's so interesting how they've got this big, larger-than-life fate of the universe plot going on with these important characters who are some of the most brilliant geniuses of all time. Well, at least that are available in the world at the time that they're being pulled together for Project Zero Dawn. And then here we have some dude who brushes up against the main plot. Just a little tiny tangent. Just a little touch against the main plot. And then he, you know, goes right back into his own orbit away from the main plot. And then, of course, it's that tiny touch with the main plot that sets off us understanding his entire story and him sharing his beautifully written, incredibly moving, powerful family story. Yeah, well, they make an apocalyptic story feel painfully human by zeroing in on individual experiences rather than making you feel the weight of the horror by looking at statistics, by looking at numbers, by having a brief touch of lots of people. They give you a very powerful glimpse of one particular individual and what things mean to them. And this story, this guy right here, his story has overlaps with Aloy's story. His means of summarizing his experience through letters, through talking to his lost parent, you know, has parallels to Aloy's story. So it fits in with that. But he's also, his story manages to encapsulate kind of everything that went wrong in the old world and some of the things that are going wrong still in the new world. So it's a perfect way of conveying the feelings of the game on every level, of being like your one strong solid entry into things. I don't know. I think that this is brilliant. Like the storytelling decisions that they've made. I've talked before about how they have the overarching Save the World plot that has to be able to run in parallel at any point with the Save Meridian plot, which is like just the Karja drama, the Karja political drama, which is super interesting stuff, and maybe other plots as well. But the fact that they have this beautiful, beautiful self-contained short story here that just guts you is so good. Just such a clever and well done story. Now they do something similar and little with the Banuk stories here, which is interesting because it's in some ways similar to what they're doing with the tour guide Vantage Points, but it's contemporary to Aloy's time. I don't know. This one feels like this is just kind of neat instead of thematically powerful, thematically relevant, but we'll see. I'm still missing a couple pieces. We've only got one more of these to go. But that's neat that they have an explanation for how this tech exists. And it's neat that this tech may or may not be related to why Apollo, or what was used for Apollo. So perhaps the fact that Apollo went wrong is going to have something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know, man. But I do know that it's awesome. I want to get down there without dying. How do I get down there without dying? This looks like a good way. There we go. I didn't die. Excellent. I don't trust this area to not be deadly, so that is a lot of...
I have to leave something else behind.
Okay. I will leave some stuff behind. Anyway, I hope you don't mind that I spent that one talking not about the emotional side of things, but instead talked about like the I guess tactics that they, like the strategies that they were using in creating it. Resist freeze. I see. That's going to be useful potentially. Sorry, I'm trying to carry on multiple conversations here. But I'm gonna too many decisions. I can't make decisions. Oh, I can get rid of this one definitely. You can tell I'm bad at decisions here. But like this was the least emotionally involving story piece that we've gotten from him. But that makes sense because it's serving a plot purpose, and so that's what I see about it. It's neat to tie those two things together, though. It's very neat. Okay, shall we go to the ruins of Gaia Prime? Wonder what else could be hidden around here. Alright, well I guess we should go down properly. Try not to, oops. You know what?
I can guess why there was a Vantage here.
Equipped a Snuggie. Excellent. That's a good verb to use for that. Can I get down from there? Is that a stalkers are finding me sound? I want to believe I can get down without dying here. But I'm going to have to be very careful. Oops. Yeah. Fortunately, you can find your way down these things without,
So much for being careful.
Shush, Aloy. I'm being very careful. You saw me. I was very careful, wasn't I? Man, I am so glad that I fought that other Stormbird. Because this would have been a lot scarier, but I'd already figured out Stormbird strategies. You know? So Aloy said, you're the biggest, or I hope that that's the biggest guard that Gaia has. Although I don't know that it's Gaia that is defending, causing them to come and defend her, you know? I need to get all the healing items I can. I need to remember to use, although I guess I am low on potions. And I'm not going to find potions in there unless there's dudes, so we'll see. Okay, so we're going to get across there. They've really done such a good job with everything in this game. Like, I don't know that I have any criticisms, really, of it. Except for that one section that I couldn't figure out that I was supposed to be able to jump or climb. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for listening to me as I talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. But I hope that it's interesting stuff for you. It's certainly interesting stuff for me. I mean, heck, of course it is. I'm the one saying it, but...
Saving these for the trail.
Oh man, they're giving me a lot of things here. There's gonna be another boss. It's gonna be really hard. I don't know what it'll be though. Well, thank you folks. I do really appreciate it. Hold on. I'm gonna get... They've got a lot of healing items here, which is really good. I think you're probably supposed to be able to run around and grab them while you're fighting the Stormbird, potentially. But I didn't do that. I just, took damage. Freeze, Rhyme Root, Ridgewood. You know, I should probably make sure I've got arrows. There we go. Thank you, folks. Oh man, I've been writing again meanwhile, and my like both the original novel that I've been working on, and also my Final Fantasy VI fanfic. I'm working on the next chapter, so that should hopefully, I think that one might actually come together. I haven't touched it really in a month, but I'd written a large chunk of it, and it's the chapter that I'm writing right now is a joy to write, which is part of why I put it off. But look forward to that if you have been reading my writing. And heck, even if you don't know Final Fantasy VI, if you want to immerse yourself in lore and writing, there sure is a lot of it. Also, hello, is it Dina or Dinah? I'm sorry, I'm bad at remembering these things sometimes. Sorry, Chrono, did you miss your chance to be the fanfic summoner? Jeez, just look at this though. So we know that there used to be a construction site here. So what they were constructing then, if this is where our tour guide came, and there was construction, and we know that this is where Gaia, so we know this is where Gaia is, presumably that's what they were building, while also doing some research on things that would go into Apollo. Multitasking, very good. Wow, Cordet, you've played this game over 100 times. That is impressive. Well, I'm very impressed with your ability to not... You don't seem to be even tempted to spoil anything, which I really appreciate because I have a very strict no spoilers please policy. And I'm sitting here like speculating on stuff and thinking about things. I appreciate that even though you must know the game really, really well, you're letting me explore it. I really appreciate that. What? Okay, that's definitely coming from inside. Okay. Wow. Look at that. Inside the mountain. And then it looks like there's a hole that's been torn in, presumably by Hades. Am I gonna have to fight Hades? I guess we'll find out. That's really cool looking though. Like you have this moment where initially you're like, is that the sun coming through? And then you're like, no, it can't be because the sun is not out. And there's something wrong and also beautiful about it. God, that's gorgeous. That's just, it's so gorgeous. And it looks natural from a distance. It looks like sunlight. And the juxtaposition there. So this game.
Gaia's sacrifice. It did this. Cracked the inside of the mountain like it was an egg.
Yes, yes. Quickly now. I've prepared the way ahead for you.
What does that mean?
So you've been in here before?
To a point. You'll see.
What? He's so unnecessarily... Silence. Okay, that's really cool. Yes, so this is Gaia blew herself up to prevent things from getting worse. These lights. These look like Carja lights, maybe? Sorry, if Sylens set them, you can see. Like, I want to look, because there's something about Sylens isn't lining up. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of technology, because I know enough about these people to know that the, yes, we have an appropriate...
You made a climbing path for me, but left an army of machines for me to deal with?
Since when were machines any obstacle for you? If you could fly, I wouldn't have bothered with the climbing path either.
I mean, he's not wrong. But that is really interesting because, so like, there's a certain suspension of disbelief that you have to do a lot of times with playing games. Like, this is one of the things that I've been wondering about with Stray, is there's things that you interact with to find paths that seem very convenient and wouldn't make sense outside of the context of who and what you are. And so it's kind of like, you know, does this actually exist within the world? Or is this just kind of, we just hand wave and ignore it, and that's just gameplay on top of the story? So having a path like this in a lot of games, like, you would just be like, there's just a path here. I like that they established that Sylens is the one who puts it here, because for all that Sylens is incredibly obnoxious, he's so obnoxious. At the same time, like, he did come in and put his own life at risk to rescue Aloy. And so at this point, as much as you dislike him, you also have this kind of begrudging acceptance of him. And so to know, like, that he did this apparently, and it looks like he did it quite well, quite effectively, and very quickly. It makes you feel like he's valuable to you, which makes you slightly more inclined to dislike him as much. I won't go so far as to say that it makes you more likely to like him, but it complicates your feelings towards him. And I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't know if he's going to wind up being the quest giver who betrays you, or if he's just going to be this really obnoxious and unlikable guy who's on the right side and a good guy, and just, he is a good guy, but God, do we hate him as a person. I'm curious to see. I honestly would rather it be the latter. I'd rather not have the, oh, I'm your quest giver, and it turns out I'm going to backstab you. That is a tired D&D trope that the world could use less of. But I do really like this, like, that you kind of feel almost a sort of partnership towards him. You know? Like, he helped me here. He made it so that I could actually do this. And it also gives them a convenient excuse for why you're able to come here. Okay. Looks like I go this way. Yeah. Okay. What do I do from here? I don't know. Oh. Okay. I can go down. I don't think I want to go down. I think I want to go up.
Dog down.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Aloy. Fortunately for us, I do not have a fear of heights, just caves. Which never comes up. Ever. What did he use? What did he build these out of? It looks kind of like a beam of some sort, or a crossbow thing? I'm not sure. Man, this is cool though. Sorry, Aloy, I am looking down. I'm not making you look down. Oh, I wonder what you can cross with that rope. I wonder if there's like... Oh, I guess you can't actually. That doesn't... Maybe that isn't a rope you can cross. Well, if it is and I missed it because I was too... I don't know. Too something. Then I'm sorry. Huh. That's interesting. That looks like that's a way down, I guess. But usually they don't actually make you go out the same way that you came in. I love the explanation. I know I've said this before, but I love the explanation that the bunkers are 3D printed, because it means that they can reuse pieces. There's blatantly reused pieces, and it's world building instead of Mass Effect. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really shouldn't take pot shots, but I do. Yeah, no, it's a good thing. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if I'm going to get jumped before I go in there. because we're probably going to have a little cutscene, and Sylens is probably going to sass. I'm going to turn the volume up for you folks. Oh, actually, that makes sense, Blue Glass. All right.
This is exactly the kind of place I expected to find you in, Sylens.
Thank you. It's one of many workshops I've constructed over the years.
Oh. He didn't create that pathway for her. He created that pathway for him. This is his workshop. Sylens, you butt. You are a butt, sir. An absolute butt. And I'm going to go through your stuff. All right? What is he
There'll
working?
be enough time later for you to ransack this place.
Oh, shut up, Sylens. What are you working on, friend? What has he got? He's got some tools that I recognize. Not sure. I will totally dig through his diary. He'll get really mad about it. What are you working on, Sylens? That looks like he's got working tech, and then this thing right here looks like is that like it looks like a critter
What are you waiting for, Aloy?
of some sort, but it's smaller. I'm looking at your stuff, Sylens, because I don't trust you, because you won't tell me anything, you butt face. We're bringing up the big insults. Eh? Eh? Oh. Okay, fine. I guess I'm gonna have to talk to Sylens. Cutscene time.
For years, I tried to get through this hatch. I drilled, I burned, I blasted. But we both know that you won't have any trouble getting through.
He's so bitter.
You make it sound like I should apologize.
Not at all. It never occurred to me that the way through would not be with force, but with a key. A key in human form. The failure of imagination was mine, not yours.
God, he's such a jerk. This guy. Man. Yes, when he's like, I didn't think about a key. I didn't think that there would be a way through that wasn't with force. I'm like, that is a pretty big oversight, sir. Are you telling me you never once tried to hack it or figure anything out? Anyway, yeah, he's not a nice person. I don't like him. Let's ask some questions. I love how I had just finished being like, well, if he did actually do all of this work to help me, then I guess that I have some feeling of part. No, he didn't do this work to help me. That's all old. He's done that. That's his work for himself. None of it has anything to do with being helpful to me. That's why he hasn't fought any of the monsters inside or done anything. All right, let's ask some questions.
Looks like you've spent a lot of time here.
19 years ago, a great explosion destroyed this mountain. Gaia's death, your birth. The echo could be heard as far as the claim. Ash darkened the skies. How they fretted in Meridian as they tried to read this omen. The crater burned for weeks, but when it cooled, I was the first to behold what lay within. Over time, the machines closed ranks to protect it. Useful. Soon, no one dared to come here. Except me.
So self-important. So self-important. Okay, so now we know exactly how old she is. She is 19. And we know that the, what do they call it? The monster's going crazy, the madness that the monsters descend into, or that the machines, the derangement. We know that the derangement did not start immediately. There was a delayed reaction. The derangement happened like 15 years ago, 16 years ago. So it's a few years ago, or like there's a few years in the interim as things are happening, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, well, I was wondering about that, Narrator Way. I was wondering why, when we've read about things with the derangement, but because, again, there's a few years gap there, they wouldn't necessarily make the connection. But it seems like we might have encountered that in a text talking about a day that, like, the sky was filled with ash. And maybe I'll go back through and look at our texts. I was going to go through the texts and look and remind us all of what our former FAS guy said in his interview and so on, but I haven't yet, but we can also dig through that. So, because I'm trying to figure out what Sylence's deal is and where he's from, but he's of course referencing both the Claim and Meridian there, so we don't know where he was when that happened. Presumably he was, I mean, we know that he was working with the Shadow Karja at some point. But Avad's dad wasn't evil yet then. So there wouldn't have been the... Because I'm trying to remember when the timeline of the derangement and the Red Raids took place. Because Aloy, they happened during Aloy's life. She just happened to not be involved with what was going on. Because she was an outcast, you see.
In her message, Gaia said we could restore her, but after seeing the damage, how could that be?
She said any effort to repair her must come after Hades is destroyed. I concur. Rebuilding the terraforming system now might allow Hades to use it as a weapon. Because of Gaia's sacrifice, it has been forced to search for means that are less convenient.
But do you think it's even possible to restore Gaia?
You know what the Cauldrons are capable of. How they fabricate any technology necessary to create a machine. By the same principle, it should be possible to replicate every technology necessary to repair Gaia. But that would take years. And we're counting the time we have left by the hour.
Oh, he would never put himself in harm's way if he doesn't have to, Aloy. That's what you're here for. But we'll still ask. I wonder if she's gonna grumble. She's actually speaking to him very, like, in a much more, like, positive and she's being very even with him. I mean, I'm sure him riding in to save her life contributed to that, but...
I thought you might actually be here this time. Actually, here.
Why? My presence is unnecessary. You don't need my help to pass through this door. You were the one born to do this, not me.
He has such a chip on his shoulder about not being the chosen one. I do kind of wonder where that comes from. Because Aloy does not... She's neither, like... Not... She doesn't have... Because she knows that the chosen one thing is not, like, chosen by fate. She knows that it is just a matter of luck that this happens. So she's not, like, bemoaning cruel fate. But she doesn't have the feeling of being a chosen one that I think a lot of characters have, whether they accept it or run away from it. But Sylens keeps mentioning, like, you were born for this. You're the one who can do this. I couldn't do this. Of course I couldn't do this. And I'm like, she doesn't think of you as a rival, Sylens. This doesn't have to be a rivalry. This doesn't have to be your own feeling of failure because there were things you couldn't do. And he's like, of course I couldn't do it. I wasn't the chosen one. Oh my God, Sylens. It's all very believable and human. What a butt. So my brain is, of course, trying to, like, guess what is happening and not happening, and what if it turns out that Gaia goes evil without the Hades failsafe and this and that and all this. I don't know. I'm just gonna let the story wash over me unless I have a particular idea, rather than obsessing over deconstructing pieces of it, because the story is too good. I want to enjoy it and not pick it apart for the sake of picking it apart. Like, puzzling through it is fun when I have pieces and ideas and things, but at this point it's, I don't know. I'm not feeling that. We'll see. We'll see.
It's time for me to head in.
Yes. When you find the Master Override, you will gain the power to defeat Hades. Everything depends on you.
That feels like this is the last dungeon before the final boss. Can I talk to you about other stuff? Can I ask you questions?
Yes.
Oh, no. Okay.
I need to get going.
All right. I guess we will get going then. Let's do this.
at the Rost. Greetings, Dr. Sobeck. You are clear to proceed.
Okay. How long ago did I save again? Well, that's fine. I guess we might have another late night. I just have to make sure that I stop by midnight because I have to do something for work at midnight. Hopefully we won't be going that long. Hopefully we won't have any more technical difficulties with the internet. Sylens really does want to be the main character. No, that's a very good way of putting it. Okay, we've got data points in here. Data point, data point. You ready for data points? Oh man. Well then, let's get the stuff. I wonder what we're gonna have to fight in here that makes them give me the big yellow potion. Alright, let's do this data point. I'm gonna turn the volume down because I'm probably gonna have to read this one out loud, but we'll see. Oh, hold on.
Logging arrivals. Shen, Margo.
Welcome to Frozen Hell. Population 10.
11 counting Gaia.
Don't count your chicken embryos before they're incubated, hon. She's still firing up. Be a while before you eat that omelet.
I'm vegan, Travis. You'd think we'd worked in the same secret base long enough for you to notice.
We weren't scheduled to shack up here for another 3 weeks. You realize I just lost 350 kilos of pre-code smut comics in transit.
Wait, actual physical media? Why didn't you have it digitized?
Can't beat the feel of physical media on your fingers. And in here, we ain't gonna be touching a whole lot else. Figured I was gonna pass the time archiving them. What about you?
Me? At work, I guess. My task queue stretches out for like 3 years. There's a lot of sharp edges to round off. After that, I hadn't really thought about it.
Oh, you will. You're what, 30? Reckon you'll be the one turning the lights off at the end. Food for thought, huh, vegan?
This sucks forever.
Nah, not forever. Just the rest of your life.
Oh man, okay, so you know what I was saying about the rest of the alphas? I suspect actually we will get to see more of them then. So they're here 3 weeks ahead of schedule. And this is a frozen hell. Yes, Margo seems like she can handle Travis. She doesn't like him, nobody likes him. I mean, I assume that they were... Like, this isn't the place that they were supposed to... what was it called? There was a heaven, basically, that they'd made. If they're 3 weeks ahead of schedule to put Gaia in... Because we saw Elizabet in a panic packing Gaia up, basically, to bring her here. Elysium, of course, Elysium. I should know that. Yeah, Travis is annoying. But he hasn't been super malicious or attacking people. He's just really unpleasant. Okay, obviously we gotta go everywhere but the place that we're supposed to go. Was there a second thing? There was stuff, but I don't think. But I got the stuff. I don't think there was another. There was a storage box. But yeah. Okay, hold on, let's go up here. Is this where I came in? Yeah, that's Sylens. Okay, sorry Sylens, just getting my bearings. Accidentally went... Okay. Alright, let's go down here.
Mind your footing.
Oh, shut up, Sylens. Sylens, you don't even know! You've never even been in here! You butt! Sylens, you butt. What is this going to afford me? Sorry, Aloy. I'm just trying to figure out what to do here. What does that let me do? Where am I trying to get to? I mean, it looks like I just want to get down. Yeah. Okay. I didn't see any lore points on my map either. Okay, at some point there's going to be enemies in here. They did not just give me a whole new bunch of stuff. I'm glad the Stormbird was the boss, though. Oh, hello. This is outside. Okay. Sylens, if you just used a rope. It's vibrating? I don't like this. My controller just shook. You can hear that. You can hear that. I'm gonna want to go up that rope, I think. I think I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, I've gotten. Wait. No. Got no choice. I think I'm gonna have to rappel down. That is a word I would not have pronounced right as a kid. I would have pronounced it rabble. What? That sounds like the chocobos shooting. Okay, hold on. I think I can climb up this way. I thought there was something there. Am I losing my mind? Oh, healing items. That looks like that's actually the way you're supposed to go. There's multiple paths here. Cool. Alright. Fun. Oh wait, this is not a path? No, this is a path. Okay. This looks like a side path, which I'm down with. Power cell.
This should be the last power cell I need to get to that ancient armor I found.
Mewtwo armor. It's Mewtwo armor time. Oh, I'm so glad I took that little side path. I'm so proud of myself. If I could just teleport to the Mewtwo armor right now, I would, but unfortunately I cannot. I feel like that might make the rest of the game somewhat more inconsequential. I thought we'd find it at the end. I don't know if we can backtrack out. They didn't tell me that I was locked in the way that they did. No, Aloy. I did rappel down, which indicates that I probably can't go up. Yeah, so they do that specifically so that... Shoot! That was a little too close to the edge. They do that specifically so that you don't go get the Mewtwo armor to make their challenge inconsequential. However, we are absolutely wearing some Mewtwo armor to go fight.
Guess that's my way across.
To go fight Hades, I guess. Oh man. Oh, did they used to have a different method of getting to it and it was easier to miss? Oh jeez. I mean, fortunately Aloy is pretty fearless, but let's try not to die. Oh wow. Okay. Can I jump across to that side? I assume I probably can't walk up that. I'm probably gonna regret this, but... Okay, phew. Alright. So we go around here. Oh, I'll enjoy spending more time with Margo. I like her. And her interactions with Travis will be interesting.
Glad that's over.
Aloy was not a fan of that. Hey, mods, we just had a spammer, if you don't mind stepping up. Thank you, Blues. Wielding the power of a laser sword. Alright, we always gotta investigate the directions that are not the way you're supposed to go before going the way you're supposed to go. Does it say reserve spam account? Is that part of the name of that? That's... I mean, I guess at least they're honest. Okay, how am I supposed to get down? There we go. It's yellow. Okay, am I going up? I guess I'm going up. Okay. Oh my goodness, Aloy. You got a lot of strength, my friend. It's interesting that they give you multiple paths, even though there's really only one path. They give you a few different handholds. Maybe to make it easier if you, like, kind of miss one. Wonder why this is here. To see the wreckage, I suppose. Blue glass, yes. That is very funny. I am amused. And I am looking forward to Deltarune chapter 3. The girl that I've been kind of seeing has been playing through Deltarune. She's gotten to chapter 2 now. I'm very excited.
This must have been where they lived. What's left of it. Once this was all enclosed by rock and metal.
Did this used to be Elysium? Did they build Elysium around Gaia Prime? The fact that it's Gaia Prime, I assume that because that is because her other facilities are housed elsewhere. And they're part of the Gaia project. The naming, I mean. Alright. So they lived here. And Gaia seems like she would have... So I have to look just in case there's data points. You know how it is. Seems like she would have kept this... If this was their final resting place, she would have kept it like a tomb. Gaia had a lot of love for the humans. And especially Elizabet. Alright, let's go get some data points, shall we? Log, Charles Ronson.
Evacuation happened so fast. No time to think things through. No time for goodbyes. There were lines in the medical ward. I told Tom Pake I'd be with him when he went under. But there was one last shipment of Paradiseidae zygotes I could get processed if I rushed. I'm still angry at him for forcing me to choose. Angry at myself for... Well, he died alone. And I didn't get the bloody birds of paradise saved either. All the time left in the world now to think. Gaia Prime's logs are sealed. Elysium sealed up, safe and sound. A distance of miles, but it might as well be on the other side of the galaxy. All the betas and gammas and support staff living their lives. If I hadn't been an alpha, if things had gone differently, I could have been there. Instead, I'm spending the rest of my unnatural life in here with people I don't even like. And without the one I would have gladly spent my life with, given the chance. 2 hours since I signed off on the final executables, and I'm already a bitter old man bitching to his focus. There's a thought for future generations.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna... It's this guy. Yeah. So this is the Artemis project. So this is saving the animals, and he's the man, if I recall correctly, I think he's Australian. He chose to sign up because he trusted and respected Charles Ronson, who we just heard. But here he says at the end, I'll put my all into this. Literally, when the project is done, I'll take the medical option. Thank you. I'm sorry. The actors do a good job. Yeah. Yeah. So he wanted to beat Tedward up. I don't think we've had anything else by Charles Ronson elsewhere. Yeah, so this is the fellow who we encountered to talk about earlier. This one right here. Okay, so the families go to Elysium. And the alphas stay here in Gaia. I guess in case anything goes wrong. That's not what I thought the story was going to be. I thought you were going to spend your life in Elysium, but we know that things did not go according to our understanding of, like, we know that things did not go according to the plan. They did this ahead of schedule. So he chose to try to get a shipment of one final. Birds of paradise are plants. Yes, those are flowers. So he's trying to get one more flower saved, so he wasn't able to be with that man during his goodbyes. Okay, so in this case, are they actual birds? Okay, I only know of them as the flowers, but I didn't know if Artemis was both the no Demeter was the plants, so Artemis, so they would be the actual birds. So he's trying to get the zygotes for the birds to put into cold storage for Gaia to bring back. You know, I'm gonna say that the guy would understand that choice. I love when he says, I hate him for making me have to choose. What he actually means is I hate him for making that choice himself. You know? Hold on, there's another data point that I seem to have missed. I'm going to see if I can find it. That's where I came from? Ah. Aha. Here we go. Oh, the scientific name was the plant, huh? Let's get another bit. I suspect this is going to be more audio story, since that seems to be what they do with the main story bits, because it's more emotionally gripping to have the actors.
Record. I just woke up. I see the numbers, but can't make out the time. I was dreaming of... I was giving a lecture in Q Hall. Maybe it was something more shamanistic. I don't know. An audience of shadowy faces under a blank open sky. I told them the world ended with a bang. A plague of robots. The last humans. We went out, not with a whimper, but a whisper. You know, in caves, ending like we started, huddled around a flickering glow. The heads of state, the Fortune 5s, the leaders, and lottery winners, and life cults, all of them buried in their little shelters. Some believing they'll live it out some way, somehow, or Elysium, or us here at Gaia Prime, no different. A multitude of tiny societies taking hold, flaring, dying. Some will be beautiful, some horrific. None of them matter. Short-term civilizations. One last gasp before the long-held breath. Before I wake up, I know the audience is gone. I'm talking to myself, to a quiet planet, a barren sphere. Just Gaia and her long, long dreaming. I hope she won't be lonely.
Like you notice when Margo says that there are 11 here, including Gaia, and here she's worried about Gaia being lonely. Like, there are stories that take a wholly cynical view of human nature, and there are stories that take a wholly optimistic and loving view of human nature. Horizon Zero Dawn plants itself squarely between those two. Because it's human nature that's how we got here in the first place, and it's human nature again and again that gets us here again and again. But also it's human nature that tries to save things. It's human nature that, in the face of the death of all of humanity, Margo Shen worries about Gaia's happiness. And that is so human. And anybody who thinks that humans aren't capable of that, anyone whose vision of humanity in a science fictional story is solely the side that tends to be xenophobic, and solely the side that tends to dehumanize other humans, let alone non-humans, has never seen a grown person cry because they have to get rid of their car that they've grown attached to and given a name to. Humans will anthropomorphize anything, and we're capable of empathizing with so much. It's one of our defining characteristics. Not everybody has it, and it has to be learned. Children have to learn and develop empathy. But I do think it's one of our defining characteristics. It's something that distinguishes us from some other creatures, you know? I mean, the writing in this is beautiful. It turns a little bit purple. Unless Margo Shen is a writer, you know, maybe it stretches plausibility that a person would write things so beautifully, speaking out loud, that feels more like prose that somebody has honed and polished over time rather than something that spontaneously popped into their mouth, onto their lips to speak in an impromptu way. But it's all right, because we are talking about people dealing with something as profound as loss at the end of the world. And I think if there's a time to forgive yourself for purpling your non-prose a little bit, that's it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It makes it more beautiful and more moving and more powerful that their words can sometimes sound a little like poetry in moments like this. And the actors do well with it. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry a lot, aren't I? Like, I feel like we've only scratched the surface. I don't think Margo is going to... I don't know how long they're all going to last in here. You know? I don't know how well this is going to go. They are all quite understandably depressed. And like, where's Elizabet? Yeah, well, it seemed like Margo, I think, she seems like the sort of person who would have gotten her PhD very young, and then she would be a teacher. Oh, I mean, I've cried a lot, but I mean, like, in this section, believe me, I have cried plenty in the game, like the rest of the game itself. The whole Apocalypse tour guide. Oh my god. The one where he talks about the death of his mother. God, just thinking about it. Are there any more story pieces? I want to get all of them. They're all gonna hurt, and I'm gonna inject that right into me. Like, yes, please give me a story that will make me cry. Is this how I'm supposed to get down there? I guess so. Oh! A little dramatic. Alright. I just don't want to miss anything, you know? I don't want to miss any of the story. Just checking every crevice, just in case. But there's nothing. Okay. Yeah, if somebody could confirm whether or not I miss things. Normally, I don't have that policy, but I'm so invested in this game. If there's somebody on hand that I can say, have I missed something so far? There's gotta be something. No? This one's gonna hurt though, this whole section.
Elizabet's room. I know it. She didn't even get a chance to unpack. These are her journals. Elizabet's journals. And they're all destroyed?
Scan them. The Focus can rebuild them, but the process is slow. To us, it seems a powerful device, but its engine is tiny and limited.
How slow?
Days, weeks, years. Concern yourself with stopping Hades and extending the future, and you might live long enough to hear them.
From impact and exposure damage, someone tried to break them. She didn't get a chance to unpack. What does that... What happened? Did she... Because of course then you worry what happened to her. Did somebody hurt her or did she hurt herself? Have I scanned them? I guess I have. Yeah, because this looks like I missed one. But I also know that sometimes they've come out of order before. Aloy, how did you know this was her room? I guess she can sense something. If this place came down before Gaia brought it down... I don't know, to me, I initially read that as somebody had sabotaged it. Somebody had destroyed her,
Elizabet. What is this?
Did I do things out of order? Did I miss something coming in here like this? This is a chat hat, yes or no. Did I just skip over a section? This is how you know that I meant it. I know there's a bit of a delay because of my having gone offline, so because of the dropped frames, unfortunately. Oh, we've had a few more dropped frames. Oh dear, that's no good. Do let me know if it looks like we have a lot of dropped frames. Alright, I'm gonna sit for a minute. I'm gonna sit tight. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure I don't want to miss things. Okay. Alright, thank you folks. I appreciate it. Alright, there is definitely a delay. What is this? That looks like... Oh, that's her. With flowers. Virtual flowers, I guess. Is this what Gaia built to her?
This is Charles Ronson. I'm logging this 6 hours after final deployment of Gaia Prime. This morning, an access port seal malfunctioned. Gaia Prime's port seals were designed to close with a seam of less than 2 millimeters. But this one closed with a 10 millimeter gap. Enough for an energy signature to bleed through. Enough for the swarm to detect this facility. Enough for Gaia to be discovered and destroyed. Enough to end the future we worked so hard to make possible. Unless the hatch servos were manually re-engaged from the outside. I'm now switching to a recording of the event.
Well, I'm not going out there. Now, what I signed up for?
Either we send someone out, or all of this was for nothing.
It should be Liz's decision.
So when is she going to get here?
She said 5 minutes. You don't think...
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, everyone. I've repaired the seal. Gaia?
Seal closure at 1.4 millimeters. Confirmed.
Elizabet, no. We'll find a way to bring you back in.
It's not gonna happen. The swarm's too close. Really. It's alright. Gaia's complete. She'll take care of things from here on out. That's what she does.
Not like this. There's so much we...
Guys, you know me. I'm no good at endings. At letting things end, so, let's not.
So, happy trails, Liz. And, see you around.
Yeah. Take care of each other, alright?
Liz.
I'm okay with this. I want to go home. Goodbye.
That was the last transmission of Elizabet Sobeck. She gave everything for the hope of life on this planet. And we are all in her debt.
Sorry, silence, but I have to look at the rest of these story bits once I've had a moment. Like, so on one hand, oh no, someone has to sacrifice themselves by closing it from the outside is a thing that happens with some frequency in stories. I would say that it is a cliche. But it's also extremely plausible for something like that to happen given the level of precision that is necessary with all of the work that they've done. And given how beautifully crafted everything in this game is, I think I will allow them a cliche to make their character have a conclusion that fits her. You know? That's a very Elizabet Sobeck thing to do. And you just know The moment things go wrong, you know. She sure did love the world. Oh, and she's like, you know, I'm no good at goodbyes. So I want to go home. But I can say without a doubt she would be immensely proud of Aloy. And grateful to Rost. Who taught Aloy that even if somebody hurts you, they still deserve to live. And even if a system isn't perfect, the people in it still deserve to be happy. Because it's really because of Rost's kindness. Like, there's a lot of room for discussion with the nature-nurture debate. But you don't have to have that question in your mind with Aloy, because we see, you know, the genetic components that go into her, yes, but we also know who raised her. And both of those can be said to have made her who she is now. I'm gonna press on. I'm sorry. Is Ted Farrow still alive after all of this?
Hell, Liz. I know you're never gonna hear this. That's not the point. You got to play the savior and the martyr all at once this time. Great work.
Is that all he's got to say? Ted Farrow. Gene locked for Elizabet Sobeck.
Look, Liz. You're a pretty stand-up gal. I'm sorry you died. If you had a home to go to, I hope you got there first. But this monument Ronson's made to you? Kinda creepy if you ask me. Rest in peace, Liz. God knows you earned it.
God, how incredibly complicated these are. Ted can't bring himself to say anything meaningful. Travis manages to put some genuine feeling and also be a little bit of a jackass about it. Gene locked for Elizabet Sobeck.
You'd hate it, Liz, but I wrote you a eulogy. I had to try to express all your children. After all Apollo has taught them, they'll think they know everything. But they have to understand what you did for them. How you loved the whole world so much. With an intensity that was dazzling. Bruising. And in the end, it killed you. Or you died for it. Different perspectives. No one could keep up with you, live up to you. I don't know, maybe if I hadn't taken that postdoc in Joburg. I'm glad you shot down the Lightkeeper protocol in the end. I don't think I could have taken seeing another one of you. I mean, Elizabet Sobeck. There's only one. I miss you.
Was he in love with her? The Lightkeeper protocol. That's Aloy. how very eerie it must be to see your face as an adult when you've had no family whose face you can see your own in. Like, I've heard people say that's a challenge with being adopted, is not knowing what you'll grow up to be like. I want to go in here and get the rest of these, so I will, and then I'll talk to Sylens. Alright. Well, I'm glad to know that people are united in the real world with Ted Faro being bad. I feel like we could all stand to have the reminder of people like Ted Faro, the consequences of humanity at its most human in a bad way.
Hello, Margo. How are you holding up?
Dr. Ronson, I've been getting a lot of messages, unsolicited messages from Ted.
Margo, I'm sorry. With Liz gone, we've got no one to run interference with him. I'll talk to Ted. He mostly wants updates, constant updates, hundreds of updates on things he knows nothing about. Liz used to field all of his crap.
He doesn't understand the systems at all. I was kind of by design. But he's getting pretty sketchy with me.
We just have to keep him happy. Liz always said keep him happy.
Are you kidding? You ever hear how she talked to him?
She was managing him, Margo.
I mean, maybe I should ignore him. He's buried in his pyramid with the Hola Hola girls and Panta Antimod cuckoos. What can you do?
Oh, man. Yeah, so Ted Faro has very easy parallels that you can draw between him and real-world billionaires that act like children, but worse. And people can die because of that. So that's uncomfortable. Why do we have to keep Ted Faro happy? There's a reason why we have to keep Ted Faro happy. He has some sort of ability or power to pull a plug or something like that. He wants updates. He's getting sketchy. What is he doing? He's got he's built himself his billionaire pyramid. Margo talks about the beautiful and terrible human civilizations that will flare up, and I kind of wonder what. I don't know. Again, they've introduced so many possible ways that things could go wrong, including just bad luck. Which is interesting because, like, the point of the game isn't to predict everything. Like, this isn't a mystery to solve the way like an Agatha Christie novel is. But they've still they have kept it from being predictable in a lot of ways with this. All right. Well, I suppose we ought to talk to Sylens. You know, oh, wait, hold on. There's another one. I gotta get to that, and then we'll talk to Sylens. Wait. But hold on. I can walk through walls and doors and things. There's got to be a way through to that. What? No, but there's... I guess I'm going to have to actually progress the plot, aren't I? That's dreadful. You can't make me actually progress the plot when I haven't talked to everyone and everything. Oh. Hold on. Don't underestimate my determination to find every piece of lore. Oh, I can pry open a door. I guess that's probably what I'm supposed to do. I suppose I could talk to him. I suppose I ought to talk to him. Okay, it looks like the thing is through that door. Oh, this is the door to pry open. Okay, yeah. This is a lore door, not a plot door. Alright. What are you gonna do to me, game? You're gonna hurt me with your story? It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, this is why I can't play this game and also Disco Elysium. This to try to make it so that you're more likely to find your way here. This one was hidden. You had to actually look for it. Interesting.
All right. Let's start over from Eleuthia 1.
Running integrity tests.
Oh.
Dr. Brouchard flying. May I speak outside protocol?
I suppose so. There's no one to stop you.
Doctor, you are fatigued. You have been logging abnormal sleep cycles. Are you suffering from depression?
Well, I am trapped in a science facility for the rest of my life. How about you?
In a time slice of a quadrillion operating cycles, 10,000 are involved with processing the loss of Dr. Sobeck. I have considered quarantining these processes. Do you think that would be wise?
No.
I'm not a psychologist, Gaia, or an AI scientist. No. It is natural. At least in the context of the work you and I have accomplished, which begs the meaning of the term natural. She was your creator, the patron saint of this crazy endeavor, Our Lady of the Fervent Hypothetical.
Even assuming a string of significant failure combinations, Zero Dawn's chances of success are greater than the hypothetical.
It's called a manner of speech, Gaia. Take a note.
That's sweet. Gaia's mourning. I hope for Gaia's sake that she's able to speak with Aloy. I think it might be good for her. That's really beautiful. Like seeing Gaia's grief is beautiful. She's not quite human, but she's human-like, you know? Oh. Elizabeth just died. She's gone. And admittedly, everyone is gone. It's funny, in a story in which all of human life is wiped off the face of the earth along with all other life, that one particular loss can still have so much meaning. But that's kind of the point, isn't it? It's because of the value of that one life that the rest of them have meaning. I guess I should probably continue the plot. Sylens. If there was somebody else present, they would be able to handle the fact that Aloy's going to have feelings about this, but Sylens is not.
Aloy?
She's gone. Really gone.
You knew she couldn't have survived, Aloy. And her achievements were beyond exceptional.
It's not about her achievements.
While her people bickered, she was the one who took responsibility. The only one who could.
She was better than them.
No.
That's not what I said.
She was. You shouldn't be afraid to admit it.
You think she was better because she was smart, because she designed Zero Dawn, but you missed the point. What made her great was that she was willing to sacrifice herself for others, for everyone who would come later.
No. She couldn't let her creation fail. You're confusing will for sentimentality.
You're wrong. Remember, she knew it wasn't enough for Gaia to think. She taught Gaia to feel. To care, to sacrifice, to believe in life. Enough to fight against hopelessness. If it wasn't for that sentimentality, life would have ended. You and I would never have existed.
Your argument is sound. I'm sorry for your loss.
She said she wanted to go home. Maybe.
What?
Nothing. It's time to go on.
Maybe she found home. Whatever home is. Maybe she got to have something. Oh, jeez. No, there's nothing left at that point. Yeah, Sylens did actually try. For Sylens, that was more empathy than I would have expected. He is not good with people. Aloy's like, look, I can't make you believe that sentimentality is valuable, but I can tell you straight up without a shadow of a doubt that Elizabet Sobeck believed it was. And he couldn't disagree with that. So now you wonder whether her death actually wound up resulting in the loss of Zero Dawn and Apollo. If she'd remained, could she have held her people long enough to prevent whatever potential sabotage or error happened? Can they talk to the people in Elysium, I wonder? I don't know. Alright. I feel like I've been pretty thorough in exploring this so far. I haven't missed anything back here, have I? Okay, yeah, that filled in that gap. There's another gap there, but... yeah, they can talk to Ted Farrow, but... oh, you know what? Hold on. I have 8 skill points. I should probably put them in something. Oh, this is good. Let's get this one. Alright, what else have we got? I just, like, never use these. Yeah, skill points exist, and I frequently forget that fact. I forget about triple shot. Yeah, strong strike seems like that would be a good plan. We'll do that, and then we can work towards strong strike plus. Silent strike is the only one of those that I ever use, but I have that option. Oh, I guess I don't have the others. I guess I have strike from above, which I never use, but... okay, well look, I functioned as a... silence strike, hahaha. Yes, Whooper, that is definitely something that I think many people could agree on. Wanting to punch Sylens in the throat. Yeah, I'm not usually that low on health. But I am sometimes. But usually when I'm that low on health, I'm firing off arrows. I don't know. Where is it? There it is, right in front of me. Jeez.
What are we gonna plug into their heads, Liz? A whole lot of history? A whole lot of so-called truth? A whole lot of noise? It's not pablum, Liz. It's poison.
Oh, that's why. Ted Farrow somehow sabotaged the Apollo project because he's decided that because he made a mistake that destroyed the world, anybody else will follow the same mistake. Either that or perhaps he's afraid of his failures going down in history and everyone being taught about that for like the rest of human history, that he's the one who literally destroyed the world. I gotta say, I didn't call. They gave me so many other red herrings. I didn't call Ted Farrow. Just fill in the blank there with what you thought I said. Destroying the future of humanity and their knowledge because he doesn't want to accept responsibility for what he did. Because that's what it is. It's not that he's afraid of... I mean, I'm sure that's what he tells himself, and I'm sure there is some part of it that he's afraid of people repeating his mistake. But mostly, I don't think he doesn't want to accept responsibility. I just generally don't swear on my own streams, but you're welcome to it.
There's another section at the back of the crater. Looks like it survived the blast.
Because it was armored, you found the control room.
Oh my god.
I'm on my way.
If they save Gaia only to kill her again, I'm gonna be really sad. I will have words. I will have words. I mean, that would be a very emotionally effective thing to do, but also I will have words. Can I make that jump? Can no. Okay. Okay. There we go. I don't even know if that counts as mini golfing. Oh, hello. That's good. Great. It's shaking again. Is this whole thing gonna come down around me? Where is it? I can tell there's lore. I need it. Bunker door that I can't access. Supply crate. I'm hearing those little sounds again. Oh jeez, Aloy. Now what? Oh! Aha! Here we go, I found it. Okay.
I've been taking a hard look at the project. In the end, it's simple. It's clean. It's clear. Erasure. Addition. By. Subtraction. I can make a better list. With a single stroke. Make it all go away.
I really don't like the direction this is going.
Continue.
I didn't think I could dislike him more. I did not think I could dislike him. How does he shouldn't have that option. He shouldn't have the ability to do that. Why do they have to keep him happy? I mean, I know that they needed him to fund the project, but like there's a lure up there. I'm getting it. I'm gonna get it. You can't prevent me. Oh, that's not a lure. Damn it. Ted Farrow, what is wrong with you? It's not bad enough that you destroyed literally the entire past of humanity. You're gonna destroy the present of humanity and the future. You good. No one person should have that much power. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Have I ever mentioned that I am not a fan? I am not a fan of billionaire, self-important, billionaire, self-righteous, self-superior. Is this a door? A door that I can open? Is that what I'm supposed to? That's where I'm supposed to go. Okay, but what's down here? Yeah, well, the buying of Twitter is its own. Ugh, man. The buying of Twitter is a really sad thing, and anybody who says it's not, who's like, haha, people are losing their social media. It's like, no, people are losing their ability to interact with friends. They're losing their ability to connect and network with people. They're losing their ability to organize through it. There's a lot of things. Okay, this is not one that... Is this one that I could slide down? Do I want to do that? Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna consult because there's other paths. I do not want to go. Okay. Alright, we won't do that. Yeah, Twitter was flawed. But despite its flaws and its problems, it did some really powerful things. And so now there are going to be, like, because of all of the social media platforms out there, it's been the most even grounded. This is different because I know them. This is different because I know them.
When I opened the hatch, the air rushed in from this side.
Because there was none inside the chamber.
What? The alphas were in there.
He killed them. He killed them and then he sabotaged the project. Jesus Christ, I didn't think that I could be... Like... they asphyxiated.
Unlocked out of core control. Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance? Oh no.
Alpha personnel. Sorry to alarm you, but I need you to listen, okay? To what I'm about to say. This isn't easy. See, please, stop trying to access the system, okay? See, what this is about is,
He can't even bring himself to say
stop
it.
trying to access the goddamn system. What I'm trying to say is, I can't stop thinking about the ones who come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted. We've talked about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
Ted, it doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago. I've purged Apollo. It's gone. All of it. Every copy.
Sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice, it's cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard! Millennia of culture!
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But sometimes, to protect innocence, innocents have to die.
Emergency alert. Captain Alex.
the moment that you realize that you can see her body sitting in that chair and the hologram of her over it, and you just know. And you just know. I mean, you know going into it, but that's when you realize, that was when you realize it. Like, he can't bring himself to say it because he knows that what he's done is terrible. He learned nothing. He literally destroyed the world, and he learned nothing. There's the man who worked under him, who leapt at the chance to make good on the wrong that he had done, who was weeping, basically, with the chance to make up in some small way for being part of what had gone wrong. And Ted fucking Faro learns nothing, destroys the world, and learns nothing, destroys the world, and does not grow. And that's one of the things that is the most frustrating about people like that, is that they will just destroy other people's lives. And no matter what they do, the consequences won't harm them, and the consequences will mean nothing to them. And nothing means anything to them but their own happiness and winning. God. And then there's people who defend them. Yeah. I mean, it's not just Elon Musk, but it is Elon Musk. I would say that is the biggest inspiration among the billionaire class for Ted Faro. But the thing is, you could put Elon Musk playing this game. Make sure he watches every single story piece, and not a single second of it would get through to him. Because what's most terrifying about Ted is how incredibly real it is. How incredibly human it is. How incredibly believable it is. There are so many reasons why Apollo could have gone wrong. It could have been interpersonal bickering. It could have been something wrong with the system. It could have been like data corruption. It could have been timing being off. It could have been, but not even Travis would do that. Because that's the thing is with Travis is he's, you know, he's kind of awful, like in like an interpersonal way, but Travis wouldn't. I'm just kind of like, would he? Like that was the question: is would he actually stoop to that? And you're like, surely he wouldn't. Surely he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. I don't. I was busy looking at Samina. I didn't see him around the table. But, you know, yeah, he's antagonistic, but he's principled. Yeah, that's fair. I just, oh, yeah, no, like Travis, like he does have, when he talks about his mother and he talks about culture. He talks about things like he revels in sin, but he's not an evil person, if that makes sense. Of course it's Ted Faro, but I wouldn't have thought that he would have a back door in, but he does. Yeah. Jeez. They did a very nice job with their red herrings, and this doesn't feel like it comes out of nowhere. It's simultaneously the obvious choice, and you wouldn't guess it. Yes, of course he would put a back door in. He learned his mistake with the swarm, yeah. Was Ted the one who insisted on having a backdoor for Gaia as well? And yes, that was the mistake with the swarm. I mean, it was a mistake with the swarm. I mean, the entirety of Ted Faro's business operations is a mistake, but yeah. Okay. Cool. I am sure that everything is going to go well because of that. I mean, Gaia does make, like, it makes sense for Gaia to agree, and having a kill switch does make sense. It makes sense. It does. But coming from Ted, it's not trustworthy. It's not safe. Jesus. They were coming here for her, weren't they? Because they were friends. And her life's work had been destroyed. And I mean, they all cared about Apollo. They all cared about that. But also it was hers particularly, and they wanted to make sure she was okay, didn't they? Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Hold on, narrator way. Don't say things like that. I haven't beaten the game yet. Don't tell me what they do or don't ever do. There's still a chunk of the game I haven't played yet, so we'll find out if there's a kill switch, because right now that is a possibility for how things have gone with Hades. If you tell me, oh, they never do that, then that's no longer a possibility of what could happen with Hades. And I would rather let the game itself tell me what happens in the game story. So don't confirm or deny things that the game does or never does, please. I know you've played through the game, but I haven't yet. All right, let's talk to Sylens.
He killed them all.
So this is why. This is why we were trapped in benighted ignorance for an innocent future. Blameless men. He never saw the slaughter in the Sun Ring. Everything these people achieved, all the knowledge of the old ones, evaporated, turned to dust, scattered to the void, like the Alphas themselves.
No. Not a void. When the hatch unsealed and scattered their ashes on the wind, it took them out among the world they made. The world we're living in. It's a monument to what they died trying to accomplish.
A monument to oblivion.
Not oblivion, Sylens. Hope.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Claim the master override. Shielded code device. Warning, contains Gaia purge routine. Once activated, this command cannot be rescinded. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Aloy. Finding beauty and sentiment and hope. Okay. Is there anything else that I should be doing in here before I do this? I assume that the yellow path out there is going to be my escape route as everything comes crashing down around me. I hope this is the right thing to do. I do think that Sylens, he has actually seemed somewhat genuine in some of these things, but I just don't trust him. I hope he's not leading us to do something worse.
The Master Override. It's so small.
Now all you have to do is kill Hades with it.
Yeah. Obtained 1 Master Override. Alright. Return to Sylens's workshop. Oh. Goodbye, friends. You won't know it, but it worked anyway, and good people managed to come out and do good anyway. It's a flawed, imperfect world. Am I gonna have to fight a boss out there? Probably. Yes. We are flawed and imperfect, but doing our best. And that is important. Yeah, I mean, revenge does nothing except numb you to causing pain in someone else. Stripping him of his ability to hurt anyone ever again. To have any sort of power or anything. That is what matters. Is that good? Jesus.
Try not to fall to your death. The Master Override doesn't override gravity.
Thanks, Sylens. I have a great relationship with gravity already. Thanks very much. Alright. I guess this is the time. I guess I jump down, huh? I guess I do this. Okay, well. I'm not seeing anything else up here, so I guess we're gonna go down. There appears to be a sideway down, which we're gonna poke around at. If I can figure it out. I'm not sure where this goes or why I want it, but I'm doing it. Hopefully this is the right decision. Oh, is this a different route? That one takes me all the way down. This one takes me partially down. Wait, is this how you get to the power cell? Is this that power cell room that I found earlier? Well, we're gonna go get some Mewtwo armor. And then we're gonna go punch Hades in the face. You know, I've actually seen John Wick. So I guess maybe if he looks or sounds familiar, or at least if he sounds familiar, be why. Okay, well I guess we'll go down because we got that. Oof. I did not need to take damage there, but that's fine. She rolled. Aloy did not let gravity kill her. the way I'm supposed to go. Oh yeah, how do I get up there? There's gotta be a way. I'm not quite sure how, but... Okay, so that's supposed to be how you get down, and then I guess you can climb up there. Ah, now I can climb up. I think I couldn't before. Yeah. Alright, Aloy. Sorry, honey. We're gonna have to... Up. Is there not... There it is. Okay. Okay. So that's the way down. So basically, in order to get the power cell, otherwise you would have had to go down there now. Oh, I guess I could have gotten that. Well, it's fine. We're all good. Okay. Oh. Neat. Dark puck, that's a good detail. Okay. I just want to make sure that I don't miss any bits of story. Hold on. Okay, we did actually fill in all the way. So there's only 3 more. We are very, very close to the end of the game, I think. Oh, Ghost Cassette, I'm sorry if you've been kicked. Alright, well I guess we're done. We've just got 3 more data points that presumably we'll see in the final section. So we're going to get the Mewtwo armor and gear up and go fight Hades, and I guess that's actually going to be the end of the game. I'm now understanding why there's a sequel. Because there's still so much left unaddressed. Does Aaron's actor also have fantastic mutton chops? Or did they give him that? I imagine not, just because they give ridiculous facial hair to people here. Alright, I think I've done everything. I think we have found everything there is to find. I think we've heard all of the story and we've cried a lot. Oh, there's a data point out there now. That wasn't there before. I do have Frozen Wilds. Yes, I do. Alright. I'm gonna wait to predict what the sequel is until I have beaten the first game. But... Alright, let's do this. I think I've got everything.
You're here.
Oh.
For a moment.
What?
Our journey together has come to an end, Aloy. But before I go, I think I owe it to you to tell you the rest of the story.
Go on.
Some time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the eclipse.
Did he learn? Did he learn?
But I never told you the full extent of my culpability. The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan. And I served it.
What?
It promised knowledge and delivered such knowledge you have no idea.
And in exchange?
I helped create the eclipse, helped it build a cult, an army to do its will.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because your success depends on knowing this. When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the Spire. Not Meridian. The Spire. Now why would that be?
The Spire was created by Gaia.
Which part of Gaia?
Minerva. It's code-breaking module. Gaia built spires to transmit the codes that deactivated the Pharaoh robots, shut down their biomatter conversion systems.
Does Hades want to turn them
Hades
back
wants
on?
to send a new transmission. To wake the machines, so they can devour the world all over again.
Yes. Based on what we've learned, that's my conclusion as well.
So the Eclipse, the robots they've resurrected, they're just a means to an end. An army to capture the Spire.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you stop it.
This is a good reveal to have immediately following Ted Faro.
I want you to tell me everything. Hades, the Eclipse, everything.
It's a long story, Aloy.
Then get started.
It began with a focus, recovered from an ancient ruin, as yours was so many years ago. In my case, the device was heavily damaged. There was just a flicker of life in it. I spent weeks studying it, attempting repairs, until finally, I succeeded. A whole new dimension of perception revealed, right before my eyes. That's when I detected it. A faint signal. Out there, something was searching, just like I was.
A real kindred spirit.
I followed the signal to its source. A shattered titan, buried in the jungles of the Jewel.
So you thought it was a Titan? An old war machine?
I didn't know what to think. I'd seen such wreckage before. The Grave Horde, for example. But this was different. This was not quite dead. It couldn't speak when I found it, until my repairs gave it a voice. So began an exchange of knowledge. It wanted to know everything about our world, its tribes and machines. But the Spire was always its foremost concern.
There's something else out there, though. There's something else out there that was causing... I'm convinced of this, and we may find out that I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that rogue AI that we've heard, that because something has been influencing the Karja to do something, and maybe it was Hades over this long period of time for hundreds of years, but I think there was something else. I don't know. We'll see.
What did it want to know about the Spire?
Its precise location, the surrounding geography, who controlled the land.
That's how it got involved with the Karja.
Meanwhile, Hades revealed to me many of the intricacies of ancient technology. It bid me to recover and repair more focuses. Before long, I had a couple dozen up and running.
Did you put the
to equip
Tolek
a small army?
there?
The commanders of one, anyway. I didn't care. I was learning so much. Physics, calculus. You have no idea.
And the Shadow Karja? How did they become involved?
The Karja Civil War was a happy coincidence. A perfect opportunity.
An opportunity? That's what it was to you?
Yes. Overnight, half the tribe was in exile, desperate to win back Holy Meridian. Their religion made them easy to manipulate. All I had to do was present Hades as the buried shadow of their mythology. So yes, it was an opportunity. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the Eclipse was born. Anything to win back Holy Meridian.
But that's not the start of it. That's not the start of it. The start of it was earlier.
But Hades didn't care about Meridian. And neither did you.
We live in a world of fallen cities and vanished tribes. What were a few more? Besides, I was too busy setting up the cult's focus network to Hades' specifications. A thrilling technical challenge, especially with the alterations I included of my own design.
The ability for you to spy on them.
Yeah.
Yes. I may have been foolish enough to serve Hades, but I was never so foolish that I trusted it. I installed what the ancients used to call a back door in the network. Secret access, empowering me to monitor all activity and communications.
And here we find out the difference between him and Ted Faro.
What made you turn on Hades? It certainly wasn't your conscience.
Actually, I was troubled the first time I saw the Eclipse raise an ancient war robot with my technology. I questioned Hades about its intentions.
A little late.
Indeed. I'd already outlived my usefulness. When I completed work on the Focus Network, Hades summoned me to receive my reward. The next moment, I heard it broadcast my kill order. I've been a fugitive ever since.
Okay. I appreciate that he saw, like, basically the moment that it managed to revive a machine, that was, like, immediately, and I believe him. He wouldn't lie about this to make himself look good. So he's like the moment I saw it, I was like, well, this is bad. Why are you doing that? And Hades is like, I should probably put you down. Because he is different from Ted Faro. He does actually have a sense of what is right and what is wrong, and the entire destruction of the human race is not okay with him.
So when did I come into this? Our path together?
When Olin stumbled on you. System threat detected.
Ah.
That got my attention. A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades bother with that? But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus and bore an uncanny resemblance to a great scientist of the old world.
Right.
Helis moved quickly. I thought you were dead. But then I detected your focus inside the Nora mountain. The more I observed you, the more convinced I became of your extraordinary nature and usefulness. Through you, I could finally discover the secrets of the Earth.
And also save the Earth.
I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success. The rest, as they used to say, is history.
These are both valid, actually. Wait. Okay. My controller was having some trouble with that. These are actually both valid choices here. He has actually tried to make up for his... Like, he's not coming out and saying the sentimentality side of things, but it is clear that he's like, this was a bad idea. The world ending is bad. This is not good. And when he talked about the Sun Ring, he talked about it when Ted Faro was like, I'm going to save these people with ignorance. Sylens' response to that was like, well, he never saw the Sun Ring. Like, so Sylens knows that the Sun Ring was terrible. He knows that it was awful. So I do think Sylens is more sentimental than he is willing to let on. But I do think that he feels that he has made a mistake and he is trying to make up for it. I actually do think that in his own way he is. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Like, honestly, like, normally this is what I would say with him, but actually, especially in contrast to Ted Faro. Especially in contrast to Ted Faro.
You've done terrible things, Sylens. But you've also done what you could to undo them. I can't say you've balanced the scale, but at least you've tried.
Yeah.
To be clear, Aloy, I would do it all again. A few more safeguards, perhaps, but basically the same.
Really? So much for learning from mistakes.
I've done all I can. From here on out, the rest is up to you.
What a complicated fellow.
Take my lance. Fit the master override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull to stab it in?
Exactly.
Oh, no problem. Sylens! Where will you go?
Elsewhere. And everywhere. There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
What a strange person. What a strange person. Let's peruse his stuff here, shall we? I want to dig into his stuff. Let's do it.
I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it?
Entity is not known.
I'm called Sylens, and you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name?
Hades.
You are a creation of the ancients. A war machine.
Define timeline.
Time? Ah. It is the 13th king of the Karja Sultan's reign.
Define Karja.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Were you created by the ancients? I wonder how long you waited here, buried, until I chanced upon you. How long you'd have to wait for another. You're obviously very powerful, but you're not going to get anywhere without me.
Titan flame merely houses intellect. Define Karja.
Now that's more like it.
Oh. Wow. You kind of have to give him credit for boldness there.
Task is complete.
Yes. The focus network is active, built to your specifications. Check it yourself if you must. I'll wait. But I remind you of the reward you've been withholding. Quantum processing.
Data has been compiled. Volume too great for transfer.
How inconvenient for me.
Come before me. You shall receive your reward.
Very well.
Helis. Threat detected inside Eclipse.
Speak its name, O Shadow, and it will die.
You will eliminate this one. Silence.
Silence. Yes. A truth whispered at night is seen in the day. He was never one of us. It will be done.
So you have these bits of story backing up what he said. Just to confirm it.
They're coming.
Preparations are complete.
Ah, Lucent Bahabas. Behold, as I promised you.
What manner of great machine is this? I've never seen such a thing. Stay! Stay your ground, Karja in shadow!
Incorrect. Bow before the buried shadow.
The buried shadow, I don't understand.
Did Ahriman understand the Glinthawk that perched upon the alight?
It speaks scripture.
Ahriman followed the shadow cast from the spire.
To the mesa where Holy Meridian was founded.
You will follow the shadow once more.
I am a righteous man, chosen of the sun. But in times of need, the powers of shadow can accomplish what the sun alone cannot. Will you return to us what is ours, O shadow of prophecy?
An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours.
Of our obedience you can be certain.
Wow. I mean, I guess you could have pieced that together if you didn't want to hear Sylens explain that. Also, folks, congratulations. That is the entirety of the audio data points for the main story quest. Whew! Congratulations. We only have a few text data points left, and we will be done. Haven't gotten very far with the world story, or with the world, like, random assorted data points, but wow. We have made some progress with the story. I do believe we are going to go fight the final boss. So let us finish up in here. So is this going to be her upgraded spear then? Am I going to be able to put things in slots in this spear, I wonder? Obtain Sylens' lance. Okay, we did it. Got another skill point. I think we figured out what we were going to put that in. I think we decided we were going to do Strong Strike Plus. Recovered a powerful weapon. There we go. Now I can Silent Strike more powerfully. The Looming Shadow. That is where we will go. Go to the Palace of the Sun. Okay, so we have
to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike.
Okay.
After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. But the Spire...
Yeah. Yes, no, Meridian is definitely endgame. That is very clear. So we're not... Oh, I can't teleport there yet. How do I get out? How do I get out again? There's gotta be a way. Do I take this ladder down? How do I exit? I don't remember how I got here, but there had to have been a way that I got here. So I'm gonna try to go backwards and see if I can figure out how to get back out. Is this the way out? That looks like it. We're gonna try this. Right? Yes, this looks like it. Yeah, I might blue glass. I might just. How interesting that we don't actually spend more time with the Oseram. I mean, we do get to know the Oseram to some degree. Damaged file repaired Sobeck journal? Excuse me, folks. Sorry, you asked a question, but we have to do this. So as we continue, we'll be getting pieces of Elizabet Sobeck's journal. Let's do it. All right. Sobeck journal, 11/19/64 So presumably that is November 19th. Just wrapped inspection of Gaia Prime site. Construction is well underway, reactor installed. Plans for control room reminds me of starship bridges on those cheesy old SF vids. Living spaces for alphas already completed. Prefab modules. Fingers crossed we never have to seal ourselves in here. Not that Elysium sounds much better. Spent last week at the Bryce site designing ZD project labs, drawing up protocols. The base we're repurposing was huge, plenty of room for workspaces and residence blocks. The work crew's already set up my office/lab. I'm not a fan of the glass wall. Guess Murray's intention was to ensconce me as an all-seeing presence. Ugh, opposite effect. Makes me feel watched on display, tempted to paint it over. Harris recorded his presentation yesterday. Suitably bleak. Scheduled to record mine Friday. As soon as reception, lounge, holo theaters, and first residence block at ZD site are finished, we'll start processing the candidates being held outside Tucson. 27 already. Extraction teams prioritizing Pacific Rim and Aussie candidates. How scared and confused they must be. Snatched off the street, carted across the world, held in cells. Here's hoping they understand once they see the big picture. Going to catch a few hours sleep here, then fly back to the ZD site. Harris promised delivery of QB lattices by noon. Expect MK1. Will take 2 weeks to machine, assemble, and test. I aim to launch Gaia at 0.6T grounding. From there, I'll spin her up past 1.0T. Wonder how long it'll take to break the 1.38T record. MIE can go hang. Sleep. Oh, it's so interesting at this point when we have so much of the story now that we can slot these pieces together. We know what this facility is. So Bryce Canyon in that's in Utah? I believe that is a national park in the US. And I mean obviously like we know. Yes, Ghost Cassette. We looked up some of the names and Sobeck is the healer, I believe. It's really interesting. The names are not subtle if you actually go and look them up. But like we know what these presentations are. We've seen those presentations. We know where her office was. We've been there. It's so interesting to be there, to have confirmation kind of how all of it works. You know, we've been connecting the dots. Now she's filling it in. I'm looking forward to seeing more of these as we go on. And somebody was commenting earlier that there was nothing really of consequence in the world data points. I would disagree, especially early on. They give you a lot of pieces that you can use to start putting things together before the main story quest gives it to you. But there's also things that I think are really important for understanding the world and understanding some of the themes of what they're doing. And there's pieces like the rogue AI that I'm very curious about that I guess is not actually going to wind up being important in this game, but I wonder whether then that will show up later. And now that I know that there's a sequel and there will be another game after that, things that you wouldn't know if you hadn't just randomly found that random bit. I thought it seemed a bit strange that they might have had main story stuff hidden in something as random as that. And so it's not going to be main story, at least not in this game. But it's got to have significance. And it's possible that Hades' influence... Hades didn't have a voice, but Hades had influence early on. You know?
Stocking up.
And that would explain some of the issues, such as even before the derangement, Avad's father went mad. There was that civil war. There was, at least I think that might have predated the derangement, but there has been an influence among the Karja trying to control what they do, it feels, giving them visions that have them build things that are useful. Wow, level 7 overridden. God, that seems so easy now. So what I'm hearing is that the Frozen Wilds is perhaps I should go get the Mewtwo armor and then go do Frozen Wilds and then beat the story? Is this the bunker? Is this the Frozen Wilds bunker? Not the Frozen Wilds bunker. Is this the Mewtwo bunker? I think this is the Mewtwo bunker. It's not in the, it's in Nora Lands, but not in the Embrace. So we'll go here. Maybe sell some stuff. Sell some junk. Maybe buy some wire. And then go potentially into the Frozen Wild. So we're very close to beating this game. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, Cyber. But I'm gonna get the Mewtwo armor first. Because I can. And because it's the Mewtwo armor. But we're not gonna get that tonight. We're gonna start with the Mewtwo armor. Unless you won't want me to go late tonight and get the Mewtwo armor. Oh yes, we should definitely visit Rost. Like, I can do those things, I can do those next week. And then we can head into the Frozen Wilds. Or I can do those things right now. And then next week we start with the Frozen Wilds. Let's go ahead and wrap these little bits up, shall we? I've got stuff to do at midnight, but I'm fine. So okay, we'll do the Mewtwo armor and we'll go to Rost. And then we'll go to... Gosh, there's so many of you guys. Hello, buddy. Do I have anything that I wanted to sell to you? Any junk? I do have some junk. Hold on. We'll do this real quick. Don't need those. I guess I don't really need all this chill water. That's a lot of chill water, and I don't use it. You can tell I'm actually started using fire arrows, though, so... Oh, blaze, that's it. Metal burn. Corruption ammunition type, which I guess is rarer. Look at that. Lots of wire. Okay. I mean, I guess I could probably sell some of these, but I don't need the money at this point. All I use money for is buying wire. And right now I think I'm set on that. Machine core. Machine core. Okay. Okay. Then I think we're good. Oh, actually, hold on. We might want to sell some modifications, maybe. Thing is, I don't know. This one, oh, I'm gonna sell this one because it doesn't have anything but resist freeze, and I've got these other ones that are resist freeze plus other things. Handling and fire. Yeah, we'll sell this one because it's less good. Handling fire. Oh wow, some of these are really quite good. Yeah, we can sell that. Okay, we're gonna do that. Sorry, nowhere, Nene. Alright, let us go to the Mewtwo armor. Which is right here. Let's save first. Just in case they make us fight something. And then we'll go to Rost. Alright, let us... God, I'm like so fearless now. Do you remember when I was walking through this area and felt like I had to be terrified of absolutely everything? And now I'm just like, psh, whatever, what are they gonna do to me? Try to fight me? Good luck. I mean, not actually good luck. I don't actually want you to win. Enemies. I don't know how I'm supposed to get there, but I'm gonna do this because this is what I do. Aha! Yes, here we go. Oops! Alright, how do I get down there again? It's down there, yes. Okay, so I want to go back this way. Okay. God, the world is so much bigger than it seemed. And I'm delighted. Yeah, and I finally have gotten over my fear of most things in this game, honestly.
Easier when I was a kid.
Like... I mean, I guess after enough corrupt super T-Rexes... Am I going the wrong way? Did I go the wrong way? I guess I must have. Darn it! And I guess, I mean, I assume that things are going to be harder in Frozen Wilds than they are here immediately. Okay, where's the way in? That was the right way? Okay. And... shows what I know. Probably. You can probably drop from a ledge somewhere. Oh, this looks like a ledge you can drop from. Yeah. Drop to ledge. Okay, yeah. Alright, Aloy. Sorry. But we're gonna get you some Mewtwo armor, which will be very satisfying. Don't you agree? After, playing this game for a year and calling it Mewtwo armor the whole time. Alright, now what do I do? Oh, is this water? Oh, this is water. I can just go across. Okay. Okay, I wasn't sure. Oh, right! And there was a metal flower here. Mark 1s. They, Elizabet referenced that. I found the Mewtwo armor quite early in the game. This would make a lot more sense if, I mean, I assume that you actually are supposed to find it very early in the game because it's accessible so early.
Ugh. Gonna have to run my boots dry.
I mean... for anybody who has asked, why is it the Mewtwo armor? I present Exhibit A. Mewtwo armor. Which, come to think of it, looks kind of like the armor that, or the suit that Elizabet was wearing in her final moments. Not on this side, I already did this side. Huh? No, I was saying that's why I call it the Mewtwo armor. Alright, where is the thing? Yeah, Cornet, that has been really fun, honestly, having people, like, nobody has to ask me what I mean by the Mewtwo armor. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to get there. Do I walk through here? Okay, I walk through here, yes.
Those clamps have the armor locked in place.
Well, I'll get it.
Maybe there's a way to power up the mechanism, release the clamps.
Fun stories. I actually never really watched the Pokemon movies that had Mewtwo. Like, I think I did eventually, but like I don't know. I watched a bit of the first season of the anime and a little bit of the second season of the anime, but still, like, you know Mewtwo. Plus, I have a friend who is obsessed with Mewtwo.
2 more.
He is the biggest Mewtwo fanboy in the world. So.
Just 1 more.
That's it, right? Oh, no. Oh, right. Okay. I thought I just didn't come back here.
There we go. The last one.
All right, let us get our...
powered up. Now to get the dials in position. There must be some kind of code.
Yes. There's always a code. Aha.
These numbers. They must be related to segments of a circle.
90, 270, 360, 450, 630. Oh, geez. Okay. 90, 270, right? So that's 90, 180, 270. Then 360 leaves it right where it started. 450 is that plus 90. I'm gonna turn it all the way around. And then it goes back to 90, but we're gonna do this. Oh wait, no, and then we want to go here. Yeah. Okay. I can do basic arithmetic, I think. Don't count on that. Okay, and then the last one, 630. Okay, 360, 450, which is plus 90, and then 630 is plus another 180? Wait. Okay, so it's 360, 450, 5 something, 630. Okay, so that's okay. We're gonna turn it all the way around because I am actually gonna turn it all the way around just in case it measures it that way. Sorry, folks.
Did it.
Oh.
Let's have a look at that armor inside.
Okay, well I guess you don't have to do that. That's fine. All right, let's get the Mewtwo armor.
All right. Now let's see what we can do with this material.
All right, Mewtwo armor. Mewtwo armor. It does look like what she was wearing because she had this really interesting suit. Oh my gosh. I appreciate your Pokemon references. Shield Weaver. Shield Weaver outfit box. Okay. All right. We did it, folks. We did it. I should take a look at the stats on that thing. Let's outfits. Shadow Stalwart Light. That's not it. Oh, I have to get the box. It's in the box. It's in a box. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Oh, there's all these boxes. Man. Here we go. Shield Weaver outfit. There we go. Now we're going to equip it. Very rare indeed. Ancient technology salvaged by Aloy and stitched to Nora leather projects a damage-absorbing force shield. Takes time to recharge when depleted. Okay, that's neat. So it has a force field that can take some blows, but then it gives you no other benefits otherwise, and you cannot modify it. That's neat. It is not an incredibly... I might actually have to fight a couple of Noposaurs so that I can get my upgraded stealth gear. Because the Mewtwo armor doesn't make you stealthy. I assume, anyway. Then again, who needs to be stealthy when you can just not get hit? Yes. But I think I might need to get stealth because I was going to get the upgraded stealth armor and then I decided against it because I was like, I'll just get the Mewtwo armor. Yeah, we'll put it on to go visit Rost. But first we got to get out of here. All right. I love that it gets stitched. We can just pretend that Teb, is that his name? That he's the one who stitched it. Oh wow, it's cool looking. Look at that. God, it's so cool looking. It's got sparkly bits to let you know. Okay, hold on. Oh, never mind. This still counts as being in the place. This is interesting. This shape right here. I do kind of wonder what it is or was. I'm not sure. Okay. Then we're going to go back to Rost's grave. And we're going to do this one last time for main story quest. I assume they wouldn't have written anything for her to report back on for the Frozen Wilds, but we can find that out. Oh, a power line tower. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, corruption arrows to turn machines hostile to any other machine. The resources used to craft corruption arrows is found on dead corrupted machines. Oh, so you don't even have to override them? You can just corrupt them?
I think he built all this.
Wild. Yeah, blue glass, that makes sense, and that's kind of what I'm thinking.
So many memories.
Okay, let's.
Not without Rost.
Let us
There's nothing for me here.
go to Rost's grave. One last time. Her armor makes noise. This one is loud, but it is cool looking. All right, let's speak. Oh, she's cool looking.
Hi, Rost. I'm back. It's been a while. I've got what I need to destroy Hades. The Master Override. Now all I have to do is drive it into Hades' skull, so no problem there. The final battle will be fought at Meridian. Hades will come for the Spire, and I'll be ready. I found out how Elizabet died. She sacrificed herself, as you might expect. Said something about going home. I wonder where that was for her. If I ever find out, I'd like to go there. See it myself. Assuming I actually survived the battle at Meridian, of course. Which, let's face it, is... well... who knows? Well, I'll try to come back if I can, but... I guess this might be it. Thank you, Rost. Thank you for everything.
Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, that is beautiful. No great revelations, but there don't need to be. Just...
oh, to think he built all this.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love the care that they put into this game. I love how I mean, for anyone who this is your first time watching me, when there was the attack on the Nora recently, I went rampaging around freeing people in the Nora towns and then came up here in the middle of that section, and they had written custom dialogue. She didn't take her focus off. She just plain talked to him. But it was beautiful. It's just the detail that they put into it. They didn't skimp anywhere with the writing, with the voice acting, with anything, and it's just incredible. It's a beautiful, beautiful game, and I don't know how long the DLC is going to be, if that's going to be like 2 streams or what, but I guess we might actually beat this game before I go home for Christmas. I will do what I can, which may mean late stream nights. We'll see. Because I'm flying back on the 16th. So, but we'll see, because I don't want to bring my PS4 with me on the plane if I don't have to. So, but she doesn't take her focus off when she's in a hurry, but she will still drop back to talk. She does still have custom dialogue to say to Rost, if you come back during that section. Like, they really, they're so good. The writing is so good. The game is so good. Well, folks, I have things that I'm going to have to do at midnight for work. But I will be Thursday. We're gonna give Stray another try. I'm gonna try to upload the rest of the Stray streams. I apologize. I'm not sure how much. I don't know if I'm gonna beat the game. We'll see. But I will be back here. If you want to see more of me playing Horizon Zero Dawn, I do it every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern through usually 10 Eastern, but that's probably gonna change. We're gonna see how it goes. So yeah, feel free to give me a follow if you want to. If you want to join our Discord, that's one of the best ways of keeping track of what I'm doing, because I have a channel there that I post only when I go live, so you can follow that and get a notification if you're interested. But yeah, thank you so much for those of you who wandered in here for your first visit. I hope that you had a good time. I know I talk a lot, but I also cry a lot, and headshot enemies a lot. So I guess there you go. I can now say that I can provide gameplay instead of just crying a lot. And yes, F Ted Farrow. Jesus Christ. My roommate, who's the one who has Aloy's spear tattooed on her arm, I'm going to be like, hey, guess what I just saw happen in the game? Oh my God. It's a good time. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut down for the night, but thank you so much for being here, for joining me for this. This has been a hell of a game, and I'm really enjoying it and looking forward to seeing the conclusion and seeing the, I guess we'll see the DLC. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll have an extra stream night or two to try to make sure I can beat this game before I go home. But I'll talk to you about that next week, shall I? Take care. Good night. I shall see all of you lovely people perhaps next week, perhaps another time.